What's up, y'all? It's Antoine Winfield Jr., safety for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
What's up, y'all? This is Jahad Wolf from the New York Giants.
What's good, y'all? This is Sterling Shepard.
This is Justin Tuck. This boy Flex Gilbert, Super Bowl 42 world champion.
Chris Godwin from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
What's up? This is Saquon Barkley. Dex Lawrence second.
Yo, this is Mike Evans with the Tampa Bay Bucks.
And we about to go live on Flag on the Play.
Practice.
Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Flag on the Play College Football Edition. Back here with the guys, man. How we feeling, bro?
Doing good. Doing good.
Very good.
There's one guy up here that's doing a little bit better than everyone else, but yeah, we're all good, man.
Gamble.
Facts.
How you feeling, bro?
I'm tired. I'm tired, bro.
Hey,
I'm just tired. I'm living a nightmare that won't end.
you know,
like, yeah, in a second, because I just got off of work and I gotta run from my problems right
now. Come on, let's talk about it, Bama.
All right. So before we even talk about Alabama, it's crazy. So the week before, of course, we missed this week. So just the week before, Ohio State beats the dog shit out of Indiana, and which was obvious. I mean, I think everybody kind of knew that was going to happen. And then they follow up and lose to fucking Michigan. So I'm gonna start with you, Dawson, because nobody thought it. I don't even think Dawson thought he was going to win. He just hoped and prayed
I never mind. I'll let y'all because I gamble.
Mm-hmm.
You took. I ain't like their money line was plus 920, so that was crazy. So Dawson, I'm gonna start with you. You go down the line. Since y'all are definitely the owners of Ohio State, should Ryan Day get fired?
Yeah, when they get first rounded in about 3 weeks, yeah, he's done. I just don't see how you recover. I mean, you put all your stock, you put everything into this game. Apparently, that's what you'd say, and you put up that type of performance versus a team that couldn't even throw the football. Literally couldn't throw the ball. They gave you 2 free picks. The quarterback had 60 yards, no touchdowns, and 2 picks, and they won. Like it's literally the most laughable thing I've ever seen in a football game. Like they were, I don't know if they were preparing for Oregon because they thought Michigan was so bad, but that literally was just a disaster class beyond. Like it was just horrible.
Donnie?
There's 2 reasons, and I was able to get the All-22. Took a while, but I was able to get it. There are 2 reasons on why they won that game. And they both play defensive tackle. And they're both going to go inside of the top 20. One maybe top 10. And hell, maybe the other one might go top 10. I mean, those guys, and we've been talking about them all year, Kenneth and Mason, they single-handedly won them this game. Single-handedly, because Ohio State was forced to throw the ball, and they just couldn't do it. I don't know what was going on. Will Howard had an off day, and he's had some good games. Cheer out over there, Bama. Particularly against Oregon. I thought that was one of the better games of his career. I know he had that weird game-losing slide. Take that out, he was basically perfect that entire game, and you add on the fact they couldn't run the ball versus Oregon either. They couldn't run the ball versus Michigan, and that's been a common theme for Ohio State. They have not been able to run the ball all year. Winshaw Judkins and Trayvon Henderson have struggled, and part of it is due to offensive line injuries. You lost, you lose some people in the trenches. It's going to hurt. Dude, there's no excuse for this, man. You lost to a team that couldn't throw the ball and had 2 picks, and there's just no excuse for this, dude. There's no excuse for this. I understand you wanted to run the ball. I get that. Dude, you're going up against literally maybe the best defensive player in college football, Mason Graham, and then a top 5 defensive player in college football in Kenneth Graham. You're not going to be able to run the ball, especially with an injured O-line. Will Howard had to have at least a decent game, and he had one of the worst of his career.
Donnie,
I don't even know. I don't know what to say.
So I got a question. I got a question for y'all too, though, Dawson, and because I know it's just easy to be like, oh, they choked or whatever. But I'm just saying, when you gamble, you just look at shit on a little different scale. You kind of highlighted to it. Nick, y'all don't have a bad defense. Like y'all have a superb defense. Y'all have a
Yeah, we just
superb
can't
defense that's
throw
just
the ball.
hampered by no quarterback issue. So I mean, the record y'all have is just solely on that. So I'm coming back to this. Even if they do pass the ball, Will Johnson is in the secondary. He's like the best DB in the country.
Will Johnson didn't play though.
He didn't even play.
He didn't play.
But even they other DBs are locked down though, bro. Like they whole defense is like a problem. Like so for a finesse team like Ohio State, what they want to be, Ryan Day wants to be, going up against your rival, like amped. Like it's not like you just going up against a regular team. You know what I mean? You going up against these dudes hate your guts, bro. Like with missing O lineman and that D line with like what they got, bro. Like it was gonna be a struggle bus for him. I've never been a Will Howard fan. Like it's just
Neither have
something
I.
suspect about him. I know people was just happy about him doing backflips, but I'm just like, he's a major drop off from the other quarterbacks they had at Ohio State. So for him to have that game like that, I'm not really tripping, bro. I'm just like, bro, I kind of saw that coming, bro. Like, because you go in there sleepwalking against your rival, and they got a good defense. I always base it off of defense. They got a good defense. You can lose to any team with a good defense. I promise you. Like, if they defense gets stops like how Michigan did, bro, you'll lose to them. And Michigan go do what Michigan do. They play that 1980s football, run. Well, they got to, but that was the recipe to beat a finesse team like with Ryan Day. Ryan Day was expecting the shootout. Michigan came for a bar fight. And that's what happened, bro. Like, unfortunately, like if it was Urban Meyer as the coach, it might be a different story. But Ryan Day's the coach. He's more finesse dude. And a bar fight in the cold, dog, played right into Michigan's hands. Like, that Graham dude, he might be top 5 player, dog. He different, bro. He different, bro. Like,
go top 10, man.
Bro, he remind me like a white Nick Fairley, bro. Like they always disrupt the play at the wrong time. Like, well, of course, it's the right time for the defense, but like them plays like on offense, like where you need it, bro. Here come his fat ass just busting through double teams, like, and it's just the most annoying thing like you will ever like experience, especially playing against like when you need drives, bro. He's right there in the middle, bro. Like, I don't think people understand disrupting the middle. Like when you disrupt like nothing happens. Like a good pass rush, I could chip him. Like once them fat boys get going, bro, it's over with. And that's what we saw, bro. They neutralized the game with them 2 D linemen, and it was over with, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm bad with names, but I watched that shit, bro. I was like, them fat boys was really eating all fucking day, bro. I was like, wow.
Scholar.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know. We could spend the time trying to break down like why they lost the game and stuff, but at the end of the day, it's simple. Like, Ryan Day just has a Michigan problem, and they have to. I think it's tough to go out and fire him just because, like, I mean, how many guys out there that are realistic? Realistic is the key word. Options for that job that you can just go get in one off season. And like their season's not over either. They still got a lot of play for. They're one of the deepest teams in the country. We all know that. They had a bad game against their arch rivals, but they can still definitely win the championship. But I just feel like as a whole, like Ryan Day, he just needs to take a look in the mirror and like just evaluate everything that he's done with this program. Because like they're like the talent accusation is not the issue. They can acquisition. They can get any 5-star in the country they want. I mean, we saw that the past few cycles. They can get whoever they want really. But I don't know. I feel like you have to go back to, you know, what sort of made Ohio State good in the past and just go back to that Buckeye brand and refill your staff out with people who have been around the program and know what it takes to beat Michigan and win championships. And I think it's going to be a long offseason in Columbus for Ryan Day, but he still has time to turn it around. But
it don't scare you that recruits starting to flip their commitment.
Nah,
you see Naeem offer flip his commitment from Ohio State to Oregon.
They're still doing fine, man. We'll get to that later.
It's Ohio State, man.
It's Ohio State.
It's Ohio State.
I gotta see how they do in the playoffs. Like that's sick.
There's a word where they win it all, and we never talk about this game again.
Mm-hmm.
You're right.
That
They should be in the Natty, but they sad though.
They should,
bro. With this type of roster,
you bullshit. Ain't nobody beating Oregon. I
think there's 2 rosters better than them.
I'm gonna let you know they can play Oregon 3 more times and lose again, all 3 times.
I think Oregon's roster is better, and I think Texas's roster is better.
I already said Texas should beat it. I think Texas should win the Natty, but
They should, but it's the quarterback that's the problem.
Not Texas. I'll probably say Oregon. No bias bullshit. Oregon, and in that playoff now, in that playoff situation, you got Boise State legit got a y'all bullshit. Boise State got a legit shot, bro.
Pigs fly.
They offense.
I saw one game when they was in the hell game with Oregon. I think they could compete with any team.
No, Trent. It's not even about.
I thought he was gonna say like Georgia.
How did he say Alabama?
I thought he was gonna say Alabama.
Listen here.
Watch Alabama mess around.
I will say the Little Giants before I say Alabama. All right, I'm sick of that shit. Okay, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of that torture. I'm sick of him. Whatever way he looks, he's going to throw it, ladies and gentlemen, whether you're open or not. So I'm sick of that shit. You know what I mean? And then I'm sick of the games where he have games like what he had against Auburn, but then he got plays against what he played against Oklahoma where he tiptoeing. I'm over it, bro.
360 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns. By the way.
I'm over it.
Well, over 360
I'm over it. I'm over it. I'm done with this experiment. It's ran its course. You know what I mean?
360 yards.
He's horrible, bro. I'm over him.
360
yards. Juice Williams. We still like falling for the bait of Juice Williams.
We know the problem with Miro.
That boy can't throw over the middle to save his life. When was the last time he threw the ball over, ladies and gentlemen, and the one picked off?
Wait, Bam, you can take your camera off so we can.
If I can smoke on stream, I will.
Oh my God, terrible,
bro. Bama.
Yeah, that's horrible.
What's your main problem with Jalen? What's your main problem with Jalen Miro?
All right, so we're gonna break down a lot of stuff, and I wish we can watch film of the all 22 version with you. So the problem with Milroe is he's trying to be something that he's not. Like, I feel like the worst thing that happened was all of this draft scouting, and now he feels like he has something to prove because of all this media coverage and all of this stuff. When really, bro, he just should have been who he is, bro. It's like pretty much a Vic prototype. You know what I mean? But Milroe tries to sit in the pocket, and I'm looking, and it's like, bro, you're not even making the basic reads to just sit back here like you Peyton Manning, bro. Like for instance, wherever Milroe looks with the ball, he's going there. Like if he's looking right, he's going to throw the ball right. Like he's never going to turn his head back to the other way. Like he don't know when to throw to a check down. He don't know when to throw to a 5-yard dig. He don't know when to throw to nothing. Now, don't get me wrong. When he does throw the ball and the play goes perfect, oh my gosh, he can throw air pass on the field. He can do them weak ass Dougies in the end zone. That Gabby Douglas Dougie, that shit was weak as hell. We could do all of that stuff and it looked good, bro. But what I'm talking about, bro, is your decision making. And as a quarterback, bro, I want a crucial decision making like Shador and Cam Ward, bro. They make critical They make critical decisions, bro, at the drop of a hat, bro. And they can throw the ball at any part of the field. And you can see once they get into an NFL setting, it's just going to be like heaven on earth once they have playmakers that can make plays for them once they go to these places with the ball. But what I'm telling you is, unless the play goes perfect with Jalen Milroe, that shit don't. He's not going to go from high to low, bro. We got plays where the first read is the check down. I don't think people understand, dog, how dumbed down they have made that offense to support Milroe, bro. And he still goes out to have games like where we play against Oklahoma, Vanderbilt, 3 and out, Milroe. And it's just like, bro, you will see where we just got people wide open, running wide open, where you looking right, the defense all shifting right. Got people right here to the left. He just don't even come over there, bro. It's just crazy, bro. Like he force feed it. It's just a nightmare that I'm just overseeing, bro. And I'm just ready to get this gap year with Ty Simpson. And then we on to the Keelan Russell project, baby. Because I'm trying to tell you, that shit is finna be a movie over there, bro. Once Keelan Russell hit that field, bro, I'm finna let y'all know this right now. You finna have them games like Tua games where he had more touchdowns and incompletions. You finna have them type of games with Keelan Russell.
He ain't play snap yet, bro. Relax, bro.
I ain't worried about that. That boy unreal.
And before what's the name went to Bama, Grant, you think Ryan Day should get fired?
I'm gonna keep it a real buck with you guys. I cannot believe like what the heck I just saw. Like I've been on the Ohio State bandwagon all year because I said this was team that they had to go all in. Ryan Day put all 20 million into this roster to get it to the level of it is, and this is just like horrific. Like having a Michigan team who had 17 starters leave that year, and this whole season that team has been subpar. To go out and play the way they play, kudos to them because it was a scrappy game in the first place. And to win the way they did, it's great for Michigan and for Cheryl Moore because now it just, it shows that program what they could do. But Ryan Day, this is horrible. You're 1-4 against these guys in 5 years. And a lot of people are trying to understand that like, oh, why are we going to fire him? Like, then people don't really understand what this game means. Like, Dawson understands as a Michigan fan. Like, you know how much you hate Ohio State. People of Ohio State know much how they hate Michigan. That when you lose 4 years in a row and you lose to the team that was probably the worst out of the 4 you had played, that's horrific. I don't know if he survives this because the only way I think he saves his job is win the national championship. And I don't even know if he could do that. Like this roster that he's built, everything they put into it, it's insane. And you just gave Penn State the Big Ten title. I don't know if he survives.
Oh, they don't play no Big Ten championship?
No, Penn State's playing
Bama. Ohio State's. This is what
no, so it is a Big Ten championship.
Ohio State was going to go to the Big Ten championship, but with that loss, they finished in 4th in the Big Ten.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And
if I would have told you before the year, Indiana would have finished higher than Ohio State in the Big Ten, bro.
Yeah, we would have called you crazy. Everyone would have.
Coach of the year, man.
Bro, it's an asterisk by that though. Don't.
For me, at the end of the day, it all just comes down to this issue of Ryan Day not being able to win the big one. We saw it with Oregon, and look, we can go into what happened, whether it was a mistake with the time. You still shouldn't have been in that position in the first place. And I think this is starting to get to a point where Ohio State's not going to give this man one more shot. It's the same convo I put in with Ole Miss.
Unless
when you put everything into a roster and you expect everything to go in and win, and you have a season the way you did, except outside because of Ohio State of how big it is, I just don't see a world where they're going to keep him unless he wins the national championship. And right now, I know Kyle McCord is somewhere laughing his head off after what he did. I know we could get into that later, but I don't think he survives unless he wins a national championship, and I think that's a far away accomplishment considering where this team is right now. And that's the truth, because I don't think he can survive, because I just don't see the boosters and the 1876 collective giving him more money to go buy a whole new roster and having the same result. So, yeah.
You don't think they got a better chance of winning a national title than Alabama?
Honestly, right now,
be honest.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
They do right now. They do right now.
Alabama, yeah.
Yes, they do.
Then Alabama, because
okay. Did Arizona State?
Yes,
bro. Yes.
Arizona State.
Yeah, that's obvious. Yes,
they are literally one of the top 3 teams in the playoffs.
Yeah, yes,
easy.
Yeah, I would say they're top 3. They're probably 3rd.
Yeah,
4th at the worst. If you want to say 3rd or 4th, like 3rd or 4th.
Yeah.
All right, but moving on next game. Speaking of Alabama, I'll start with you, Scholar. We talk about how y'all got walked down by Oklahoma the week before, and then y'all beat Auburn, of course, rivalry game, Iron Bone Classic game.
Walked down. What we never.
You got walked down by Oklahoma, bro.
We never ran, and we never went anywhere. It was 3-24 game. They get walked down. You have to be up by points. We were only up by 3.
Anyways, bro. So, it's looking like for this college football playoff, y'all going to be the only 3L team to make the college football playoff. So, Master, you Scholar, does Alabama still have a shot to make a run this college football playoff?
I mean, if Alabama can play at their ceiling like they did first half of Georgia game or some of these other games like Wisconsin on the road, like sure, but I just find like all the teams that are probably going to get home games, like they're just not favorable matchups for Alabama. Like I would not want to play Notre Dame on the road. They have a mobile QB. It's already a disaster for Alabama's defense. They have a really potent secondary, and you're playing in Indiana in the cold. I don't know if I trust that. Same thing with Penn State. You have a big QB in Drew Aller who can move a little bit, and you have a really strong defense, pass rushers that won't give Jalen Milroe any second to think. When teams know we can't throw the ball, it's over. We have no offense. They don't use the running backs enough. Jalen Milroe can't do anything when he's forced to run the ball every play. We saw it against Oklahoma. I mean, yes, if Alabama plays at their ceiling, sure they can beat some of these teams, but I don't see it right now. And there's some stuff that still impressed me about this team. From the Iron Bowl, thought the defense showed some good stuff there, but nothing out of Jalen Milroe's play these last few weeks have given me any sort of hope for a playoff run, but at least we'll make it.
The defense has played good all year. I keep telling people that. I said, bro, we've got a pretty good defense.
And we're so deep in the secondary too. We have so many guys popping up and so many.
Bray Hubbard.
Oh my gosh.
Bray Hubbard, bro. Oh my God, bro.
I mean, Keon Sabb might even come back at this point.
Yeah, once he come back, hey, Dawson, thank you for Keon Saab. I'm mad he broke his foot, but I'm mad but glad he broke his foot, because the reason why I'm glad, he showed us a gem that we had in Bray Hubbard, 6'2", 6'3" safety, ball hawk.
And you have him next year. Saab was only a junior.
Yeah. So I'm glad about that. I'm just saying, bro, I feel Scholar. You know what I'm saying? He just trying to really be optimistic, bro. Like he said, if Milroe if they could dial up that play, that shit is just ass, bro. We know what's finna happen, man. They're finna go against a good team, bro. This is what I know. This is what I know is gonna happen. The first round they're gonna win because we're gonna be on the road against Tennessee again, and that's gonna be his redemption game. And everybody gonna be like, "Oh, Milroe, he fixes. He exercised his demons." And before the next round, we're gonna get matched up with either Oregon or Ohio State, and boy, that junk gonna get flooded, X-rated, bro. I'm trying to tell you, bro, because what's gonna happen? I should just be boiling my blood, bro, because I just know them games just can't always be replicated, bro. Everything is just not gonna go perfect, bro. Especially against very good teams, bro. It is impossible for Debo to draw up the perfect play against Oregon. Oregon's a great team. That nigga was with the seat you left, the golden seat you left. That's what I'm trying to tell people. It is literally going to be hell for that man to win, because he's going against basically bombs of Nick Saban everywhere he has to go through. He has to go through bombs of Nick Saban, bro. And you are just not going to beat them teams. It's just not going to go perfect. What it requires for Jalen Milroe to play, bro. Everything has to go perfect. And you cannot convince me that they're going to be able to call a perfect game plan against an Oregon, bro. They not. It's just not going to happen. Oregon's too good of a team. They're too prepared, bro. So it is going to be impossible to call a perfect game plan with a quarterback where everything has to go perfect in order for him to succeed. He cannot look to a second or third lead, bro. Neither a check down. I want to say this real quick. Jalen Hurts, I'm sorry, bro. I really thought that it was bad when you was there, bro. I realized, bro, maybe we was just spoiled, bro. You really wasn't that bad, Jalen Hurts at Alabama. I ain't gonna lie, gang. I'm starting to kind of see what the people were saying and naysayers were saying, bro. They really didn't have to come up off of Jalen Hurts like that, because looking at this dude right here.
Okay, so look, Bama, right? Bama, a little right.
I've never seen.
Oh, if I had to, since we talking about Alabama in this playoff, if I had to give you a percentage of the run, Alabama going on a run, what is the percentage? What is most likely?
If we get matched up with Tennessee,
no, just
only if it's Tennessee.
Just in general, bro. What do you think?
But
what's the high percent? What's the percent chance of y'all going on a run?
So I'll probably say whatever the percentage is, we get matched up with Tennessee. So that's probably a 20-something, 15-something percent, bro. I'm trying to tell you, bro, we not gonna beat nobody outside of somebody we've already played, bro.
All right, bet. Grant, you think Alabama can make a run for the college football playoffs?
Honestly, I don't know. I'm still like, look, it's for me. Alabama's like up in the air for me. I think a lot of people are salty that they got in, but if you're going to respect the head-to-head and respect the opponents they beat, they've done it more. They've had a better run, so I think they are going to get in, and they're a lock now, so it's not going to change. I don't know because Jaden Milroe is so all over the place, like Bama said. I just feel like 1 minute he'll have a great game, next week he just has a complete dumpster fire like with Oklahoma. I kind of think Bama's in the position where a lot of people are still expecting that high level of like play for them to try to make the national title. I said at the beginning of this year that if Alabama at least got 9 wins or 8 wins, that's not a bad season because it's technically a transition year. So the fact that they're in the playoff is exceeding my expectations, but I think I wouldn't count them out. I don't really see I wouldn't say they get first rounded. I think they'll probably get to the quarterfinals and then lose if fall at all, but I wouldn't count Bama out because even when I feel like Bama's like bad, they still find a way to win. So maybe
first round, if we paired it with Ohio State first round.
If you pair it with Ohio State first round, no, I don't think they're winning.
Thank you. That's all I'm just saying. That's all I'm just saying.
But you're playing Notre Dame, and I'm going to keep it a buck.
You don't think you think we beat Notre Dame? I think defense Notre Dame got.
I think you can.
I don't think it's crazy.
Bro, Bama,
well, y'all more Bama fans.
I'm not a Bama fan. I'm not a Bama fan.
More Bama than me.
I'm a Notre Dame fan. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm surprised we're at this point.
I haven't even given my reason.
Arizona State, Boise State. They're not probably the only teams that could just fuck around and beat.
But Donnie, you think?
And I know I said Boise State probably can win it all, but I'm just trying to tell you, just Milroe, he'll just fuck around and beat a team like that. Probably, it ain't even just Genty though, bro. Like they pass an offense nice.
They a decent team. Yeah, they're actually a decent team.
They are
balanced as fuck. That's what I'm saying. Like they are balanced as team, bro. Like I ain't gonna lie.
I don't know. I'm 50-50 on it. So
Donnie, what you think Alabama can make college football player run?
To the SEC in the cold, that's going to be.
I mean, they could. I'm going to lean towards no just because of the inconsistencies with Jalen. I mean, we all know the highs are high. Like, we all know this, but the lows as a passer are low. But at least the difference between him and, other people in the country, I mean, I guess like a Quinn Ewers or a Carson Beck, like when they're at their lows, at least Jalen can rely on his legs, which can help in big games. But unfortunately, it's just the roster talent isn't quite at the level of some of the teams above them. And I think it's fine. Like, this is a first-year head coach, DeBoy. I just want to clarify, I still have faith in DeBoy. I'm not writing him off. Absolutely not. I still think he's the guy. But
Debo call plays like a motherfucker. Like, I want to let folks know this. I'm a real Bama fan, man. Debo be calling plays, man. Debo call hella plays, man. But I just know, man, when your quarterback can't see past the first read, bro, it don't matter what you call. It don't matter what you call. It don't.
Yeah. I guess there's not much else to really say, to be honest. I feel like everyone kind of covered it pretty well. Maybe if Jalen plays at his highs, I mean, obviously I think they could beat anybody except for maybe Oregon or Texas. And even then, maybe they could. But it's just the question of, like, do you expect him to play like that consistently? Like, I don't. So I'm going to say no.
Dawson?
I actually do think Alabama can go on a run. But when I say run, if they played Notre Dame and then had to play SMU in the second round, I don't get why they can't win both of those games. And then they're in the Final Four. I don't know who they would play, but that's going on a run, right? Winning 2 games in the playoffs is considered a run.
They would play Texas most likely.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't have them beating Texas, but I think if they made the Final Four as an 11 seed, I think that would be a great accomplishment.
Yeah.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, on no cap. They might beat Texas though. Texas ain't all that.
I do think Texas has issues.
I have a video coming out on TikTok pretty soon about Quinn and Texas, so we'll get to that.
Hey, and German Bernard and Ryan Williams got more receiving yards.
What'd you say, Trent? What'd you say?
I said we're gonna let you talk about Quinn right after this because we're gonna talk about Texas.
Yeah, spoiler alert. I think I'm wanting to spoil. Let's just keep it
They got a big game this weekend.
Nah, but I think no matter what, even though with like Miro struggling and shit like that, bro, Bama, it's not like the Mahomes devil magic to an standpoint because y'all don't got Saban anymore. But y'all still got devil magic though. Y'all can just literally.
No, I was gonna. Oh, I didn't say this. The reason why I think Bama can make a run is because if they run the ball if Jalen Milroe can run the ball, running game and defense travels, right?
Yes.
And if you're in a cold, nasty game in Indiana versus Notre Dame, you can win a nasty 2017 game.
Not only that, like Notre Dame has injuries too, and
Notre Dame's best wins aren't crazy.
Something else about Notre Dame, like I don't know about you guys, but like people were saying Notre Dame had a top 5 defensive line in the country going into the season, and it's been so disappointing. Yeah, like Howard Cross and Riley Mills, those are 2 guys that I would have considered at least top 5 defensive tackles going into the country. They've both been just mid.
Donnie, you don't remember the post before the year PFF put out?
What was it?
It was which defensive tackle duo is better?
Tackle duo you'd rather have. Yeah. That's right. And that was a legit debate. People were debating it. And I always obviously thought Michigan's was better, but that was a legit debate. And Notre Dame's has just been so mid this year. Not only that, Morrison isn't going to play. That's a top 3 corner in the country. He's been out with a hip injury. I mean, Xavier Watts is playing great ball. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know, man. Bama could beat Notre Dame. They definitely could.
All right. So let me switch Dawson and Donnie real quick. Talking about Texas, how they walked down A&M. I don't know why people thought A&M was gonna win. Even though they could have won, but classic rivalry game that came back, they got shut down. Donnie, plain and simple, is Texas the best team in the SEC?
I mean, roster-wise, there's no roster I'd rather have than Texas. Like, I think you could very well argue that Texas has the best offense and defense in the SEC. I mean, their defense has been incredible this year, especially – it's funny enough, everyone was questioning their secondary. I would argue that's the best secondary in the country. It's been that good. Malik Muhammad, Jahdae Barron have been incredible. Malik Muhammad, probably a first-round pick next year. Jahdae Barron could sneak his way into the first round. If not, minimum second-round pick. Andrew Mabuka, he's been fantastic also. Huge resurgence from Clemson. And then Colin Simmons, man, the true freshman. Like, everybody talks about Dylan Stewart, and for good reason, but Colin Simmons, you could argue, has been just as good as Dylan Stewart this year, and he's a true freshman. Like, they've had some great – and then Alfred Collins is another guy I really like, a D-tackle, not a great pass rusher, but just a guy who stuffs the run. He's been great for Texas also. It's just this roster talent is so good, but the one thing holding me back is, I'm sorry, I just think Quinn Ewers is just ass. Like, I've watched every single – me and a buddy of mine got our hands on every snap of Quinn. Dude, he's making freshman mistakes as a third-year starter in this offense, dude. Like, there was no better – I'm going to go on a rant. There's no better offensive situation in the country than what Texas has right now. We're talking about the best offensive line in the country with a top 10 pick at tackle and a top 25 pick at tackle. Great interior, by the way. We're talking about Isaiah Bond, top 20, top 25 pick. Marcus Golden, one of the better wide receiver 2s in the country. Ryan Wingo, he doesn't get talked about enough as one of the better freshmen. Like, we talk about Jeremiah, Ryan, and Cam. He's in that conversation, too, of one of the better freshman receivers in the country. Run game, fantastic. You have Steve Sarkisian. He's making these freshmen mistakes, and he just isn't really improving on them. The decision-making is terrible. His pocket presence is legitimately some of the worst I've ever seen. Everybody blames that offensive line against Georgia. Was Kelvin Banks and Cameron Williams perfect? No, they had their struggles. Quinn Ewers was sacked 5 times, and 4 of them were faulted to him. And when you watch the tape, you see why. You see Kelvin Banks one-on-one with Jalen Walker holding his own, and then Quinn just runs into Jalen Walker's arms. Like, what are you supposed to do about that? Accuracy is still poor. The mechanics are poor. The decision-making is poor. The pocket presence is bad. He's still not good out of structure. He's not good in structure. He missed wide-open throws. I just don't understand why Quinn is still in over Arch. Arch has shown you more in the games he's played than Quinn has over the last few weeks. I just don't. I understand you want to be loyal.
Gotta be nasty on that. I'm not gonna lie.
He's been the starter for a long time.
I ain't gonna lie though.
Arch has
being nasty with the Arch shit though. I'm not gonna lie though.
Arch is clearly, in my eyes, more refined as a passer right now.
But you being nasty though, with Arch, because Arch is, bro. Can we be like?
I'm not saying Arch is perfect, but Quinn is.
You say he should be the starter. Like, let's be for real, Donnie. The games that Archton played, he played Mississippi State, ULM, and who else?
Arch looked better in his limited time against Georgia than Quinn did. Quinn had one of the worst games I've ever seen my entire life.
Yeah, he played bad, but that doesn't
mean an understatement. He played horrible. There wasn't a single positive from that game.
We'll find out again this Saturday.
But that doesn't mean you start Archie Manning when his only time he's
Arch
playing
Manning gives you a better chance.
He's playing fucking you and Dawson.
I'm taking Arch because he gives you a better chance to win because I don't have to worry.
How does he give you a better chance?
Quinn is consistently making freshman mistakes as a
time out. How does Arch Manning give Quinn Texas a better shot to win?
Because at the worst, he's as good of a passer as Quinn. And then he has the rushing upside that Quinn doesn't.
You don't think he can make way worse mistakes?
Can I please
go
next on this Texas
After what
madness?
I've seen with Quinn has the best offensive situation in the country and still makes freshman mistakes.
I think you can still make freshman mistakes and still have a better chance than a true freshman coming in playing that SEC title game. You saying that he should be the starter?
Yes, he should be the starter. Arch has a higher ceiling. I'm taking that every day.
No, he should not.
And it's more likely
Arch
hasn't
shown enough to where he should be the starter. He plainly hasn't.
I mean, you're basing this really off of just
Arch has not
Georgia
Arch has not shown enough to where it's like a DJ language.
Given him the chance.
Yeah, he should start.
They haven't given him, dude. They haven't given him the chance, and Quinn is in the best situation of any quarterback in the country, and still makes consistent. We all agree. If Quinn wasn't as inconsistent as he is, Texas would be the runaway natty favorite. They have the best roster in the country, hands down. But the problem with Texas is Quinn. That's the problem. That's the one thing
you're literally saying heading into a SEC title game in a college football playoff, you should start a quarterback who he started 2 games and then comes in for a drive against Georgia and a run touchdown versus Texas A&M, who ain't really shown that much this season to where he'd be like, oh yeah, he should start.
The ceiling is no question. We all know the ceiling.
He barely has played, and
he's barely played, but the ceiling is higher. And
hold on. Even the games that Arch has started and played, he done had some mid games.
I mean, Georgia, he looked
versus dog shit team.
He didn't play much for Georgia because
they put him in as a panic because they were losing. They just threw him in and tried to see if they could get something to work. That was just smart panicking.
They should have left him in. I don't know why they put Quinn back in because he didn't.
I said they put Arch in the game against Georgia as a panic because they were trying to see if he could do.
And they should have left him in. I don't know why they put Quinn back in at all.
Wait, didn't Quinn not get hurt that game?
He was playing horrible, and so they tried to swap him out to see if Arch could do something, and Arch got like.
Yeah, Arch ain't do shit. He led 2 drives.
Arch at least provided a spark.
You're talking about
one of the worst games I've ever seen in my entire life.
2 drives to an entire fucking game, bro.
I'm taking Arch because the ceiling is higher.
Bro.
And at worst, he's as good of a passer as Quinn, and at least I can count on him to run the ball.
You assuming his ceiling is higher just based off his lineage.
No, I'm assuming his ceiling is higher. I've seen him play at a high level.
Bro,
you don't think Quinn Ewers have them games against
I done seen Quinn Ewers play at a high level 2 versus high level teams.
He's had 1 high level game all year.
And we had 0 from Orange.
And even Michigan isn't that special team. Ask Boston.
You said what?
Quinn's had 1 high-level game all year, and it was at Michigan, and Michigan's not even that special of a team. And it's fine when you have the offensive line to deal with that pass rush. Of course, it's going to be fine.
A high-level game versus ours versus decent competition. Period. So why would you take the risk of starting him now?
Because his ceiling is higher.
Bro,
I'd argue the floor.
I just don't feel like it's worth it right now with the championship on the line. I just don't think it's worth it.
Let me ask you, what do you think is more? Hold on. What do you think is more likely to happen? Arch closer to his ceiling? Or Arch closer to his floor?
Nigga, and Mitch sits closer to his fucking floor.
How?
What do you mean, how?
You're telling me. What is he showing you to prove?
I get what you're saying, but I just don't think the risk is good enough.
I just don't understand. I watch Quinn and I see him consistently. He makes more mental mistakes than Arch has.
Bro. You're taking a true freshman. And from this season, like I said, like a DJ Lagway this season where these games that he's playing when he's actually starting, he's going the fuck off. He only had one good game. I think it was versus Mississippi State. That's the worst fucking team in the SEC. The ULM game, he played mid as shit.
Hey man, Mississippi State.
Then you're heading in versus Georgia in the SEC title game in a college football playoff. What ceiling has Archie shown versus good teams to where? Oh yeah, you should start him over.
The little time he played. The little time he played versus Georgia was significantly better than all the time.
It was 2 drives, bro.
2 drives, and those 2 drives showed you more than anything Quinn showed the rest of the game.
We all know Quinn.
Quinn played horrible that game.
We all know Quinn had his worst game versus Georgia this year. That's the point. It was a dog shit game. You're not going to use 2 fucking drives. You're like, oh yeah, going into SEC championship and then play a fucking Archie man to start. The fuck?
I know what this. I'm taking the ceiling of Arch.
Go drive.
Yes, I'm taking the ceiling.
Yeah, okay, all right, bro.
Arch's ceiling we know is higher than Quinn's. No one here is
I see what you're saying.
Think Quinn's ceiling is higher than Arch, you're an idiot.
But this is not the time to be considering that. I feel like with you got a
even
shot.
With how mid Quinn has been the last few weeks,
bro. We're talking about a time where niggas really got to nut up, win a natty, go game in and game out. We're talking about I'm gonna start Archie Manning off of 2 drives I see from him.
I'm going to start him in the fact that I'm going to start him in the fact that
no way. We're about to say Archie Manning's going to hit his ceiling in the playoff.
You know why I'm starting? Friend, do you know why I'm starting Arch? Do you know why I'm starting Arch? Because the one question with Texas right now is Quinn. Every other part of that roster is fantastic. The run game is good. The O-line's good. The wide receiver is good. The defense is good. Coach staff is great. Quinn is the one question about this team. Arch can solve that.
Quinn was the question going in.
And he still is the question. He still is the question.
Oh, dog, because he's the head of the fucking team. Obviously, the head of the team for Alabama is Jalen Milroe. If Jalen Milroe perform, Alabama gonna go up. If Quinn Ewers perform, Texas gonna win the fucking natty. That's how shit works with quarterbacks on the top team. What are we doing right now?
And that's if he performs. I don't believe he's going to. Because he's not shown me at any point in the season that he can. I'm at least taking the ceiling of Arch.
Did we not see Quinn Ewers light up a top defense in the country this year? Yes or no? Did we not see that?
Against Michigan?
Yeah.
Week 2?
Okay. That's what you're about to use right now?
Back in September, 3 months ago?
That's what you're about to use right now? That's what you're about
3 months ago? That's what we're
using right now? That's week 2.
3 months ago.
That's what you're about to use? That's what you're about to use.
3 months ago.
You're saying week 2 of football for me, but you're hyping up 2 fucking drives for a fucking quarterback.
No, I'm hyping the fact that his ceiling is higher as a quarterback, and we all know this.
How do you know he's going to hit the ceiling in the fucking playoffs?
I don't. But the reason why I'm rocking with it is because even if Arch is at his worst, at least he can provide something in the run game. When Quinn's we saw Quinn at his worst.
You know what's so
funny?
He was
horrible versus Georgia.
It's more of a guarantee.
He wasn't even that good for St. Louis.
Carson Beck played like crap that first half until they woke up.
There's way more of a guarantee that Arch is at his worst. They will get blown out the fucking water compared to Quinn at his worst.
When has he shown that? When has he shown that they could get blown out the water?
Yo, I said it's more likely because he's a freshman.
How do you know it's more likely if you've never seen it?
We have seen Quinn at his worst. George, hold on. Dustin, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. How many points did Texas lose to Georgia?
What was it,
like
15 touchdowns? It was 30 to 15?
It was 15?
I think it was
30 to 15. I think it was 30 to 15.
And my trip, was it not getting close for a lot of them periods?
And that was with Carson Beck playing horrible.
And that was with Quinn Ewers playing like dog shit.
Well, that's why they play again on Saturday. So
yeah.
Bada bing, bada fucking book. It's the same thing with Georgia.
I'm rocking with Arch. I'm rocking with Arch just due to the fact that his ceiling in this offense is significantly higher. Dude, Quinn is consistently making freshman mistakes as a third-year starter in this offense. Outside of the Michigan game, what game have you looked at Quinn and say, yeah, that's a guy who can take this team to the natty? There's not been one game all year when he's been able to do that outside of Michigan, and you can go up against Michigan with the best offensive line because that's what they did. Texas' offensive line was able to dominate Michigan's defensive line. That's why he played so good. Against Georgia, his home pocket presence got him sacked.
Donnie. Are you talking about games in general or just just versus decent teams?
Just decent teams.
Florida's
a decent team?
Are we fucking serious?
They weren't at the start of the season until they woke up with like.
Florida's not a decent team now.
I mean, they got hot later on, but earlier in the year, no.
How is Florida not a decent team?
Most of their secondary was injured when they played Texas too.
Yeah, and they didn't have DJ Lagway.
Okay. I mean,
he had a third stringer.
I mean,
was DJ hurt that game?
Yeah, he didn't play. DJ Lagway.
Okay. I could have sworn DJ played that game.
No.
This is why I say Texas is not no king.
Okay,
of no
so when he played,
Georgia humbles him.
Because I was about to say them 2 picks, like Vaughn, but
it was Aiden Warner. Yeah,
he still lit Van. Like he still played really good versus Vandy.
Yeah, he played great versus Florida for sure.
Okay, Vandy.
I'm not denying that.
Vandy.
I mean, I guess Vandy's okay.
Like, but okay, if we compare it to Arch, he played ULM, didn't play that well.
I mean, the way I see it is the way I see it. The top 3 defenses he played this season are Michigan, Georgia, and Oklahoma. One of those games he dominated in week 2, and the other games he looked like shit.
I mean, that was for Oklahoma's first game back, and then okay, fine. The Georgia one he played terrible. Okay, fine. So again, then you compare it to Arch when he's shown to even be at that level. He played mid versus ULM, who sucks. He played good versus Mississippi State, who sucks, and he played 2 drives of football versus Georgia. And we're saying
I'm starting Arch because the way I saw it I know it's bad competition. I understand that. But Quinn, even against worse competition, has made some of the stupidest freshman mistakes in year 3, and Arch hasn't really shown that at all.
What is worse competition? What are you talking about? Who? Wait.
What do you mean?
What do you mean? What do you mean versus worse competition?
Like the competition that Arch has played.
Win this year. Win.
Yeah, this year. Yeah, you just said Mississippi State. Was it UNLV who they played?
ULM.
They played Colorado State, Michigan, UTSA, OU, Georgia, Vandy, Florida, Arkansas, Kentucky, and A&M.
I'm not talking about Quinn. I'm talking about Arch.
Yeah, Arch is playing way worse.
That's what I said.
Like, and that's what I'm doing. Like, he's banking on his sample size. It's so disgusting.
No, I'm banking on the fact that his ceiling is higher, and we all know.
Oh, you based off a fucking 3-game sample size game?
I don't think the risk is worth the reward just with where you're at in the season.
Because
if you're trying to go in, like, here's my thing. If you go, like, let's say hypothetically, first half against Georgia in the championship.
Like, what ceiling?
Horrible.
What ceiling, bro?
Horrible. Then I see a world where you're like, okay, maybe we give Arch a shot.
What Arch can
do. I just feel like right now,
what you do versus good level competition.
I just don't know if that's the best move to make when you have a title on the line. If it was, because right now with the situation that they're in, I just don't think the risk is worth it.
Bro, it would
especially
be so
when there's a
conference
title.
We saw how it worked out with Jalen and Tua.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So like, if you end up in a situation where Quinn has an awful first half. And then Sark decides to go,
I just don't know why they put
good. I gotta let me see what Arch can do.
That's
fine. I just think right now we're basing this off the idea that Quinn is gonna have a horrible game.
And I just season have been playing like shit.
I just want to know why they put Quinn back in that game at all. That's all I want to know.
You said what?
In the Georgia game?
I want to know why they put Quinn. Yes, in the Georgia game. I don't know
because Arch was getting manhandled out there, and they realized
Quinn was playing worse.
Yeah,
but when you're down, like they were, I'm trying to remember, they were down like 21 points.
Give the 5-star backup a chance.
You're going to trust your more experienced quarterback going into the game.
The more experienced quarterback who looked worse. I'm not going to trust that.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Yes, it does.
No, it don't. Because of 2 drives.
I mean, to be fair, Georgia was horrible in that first half, and then they woke up.
2 first downs.
Or in that first quarter.
Trent, you can say 2 drives. That's fine. There was not a single moment in that game, in that first half, where you thought, yeah, Quinn could come back and win this game. No, the fuck you didn't. Because he was horrible the entire first half. Kirby Smart completely outcoached him.
They not literally fucking come back? Did that not happen?
I said the first half.
He played trash.
And by the way, he was
playing like ass. Hold on, time out.
And that was with also Carson Beck playing as bad as he did.
Ass. And then that's why there's a whole second half. They're not gonna bench him for the whole fucking game. That's stupid. Now, did he play bad? Yes, that's fine. But come on, let's have hindsight here. Who the fuck is doing that? Nobody's doing that in a high level game.
I just don't understand. Okay, but here's my thing, Trent. Why would you put him in and then take him back out?
I don't fucking know. That's why I said they shouldn't even put that nigga in the first place. But what are you bro? You are literally saying basically off them 2 drives, Arch Manning's ceiling is why he should start him versus Georgia and then the rest of the playoff.
That's Donnie's
ridiculous.
That's what Donnie's saying.
That's what you're literally saying because you're not talking about.
And I stand by that. I stand by that.
That's what you're not talking about Mississippi State. You're not talking about ULM. You're talking about 2 fucking drives of football.
I will take those 2 drives of football from what I saw.
Okay, that's your opinion.
What are you talking about? What are you talking
there
about?
was not a single positive that came out of that first half from Quinn. Not a single one. He ran into sacks. He took chances he didn't need to. His mechanics were walkie. He had the worst decision making I've ever seen from his entire career.
How do you know that Arch will be worse than Quinn in this situation?
While Carson Beck playing as bad as he did.
How do you not know Quinn? How do you not know Arch Manning cannot be worse than Quinn in this situation? Please
if he's worse, then I won't even know what to say because I don't know how you can get much worse than what Quinn did.
Nigga, it's because he's a true freshman.
He's a sophomore.
He's a sophomore.
He's a sophomore. He's not a freshman. He's a sophomore.
Okay, he's a sophomore.
A redshirt freshman.
He's a sophomore or redshirt freshman. Going versus the top 5 team in the country. And then you're saying you start him in the playoff in the highest magnitude. Who the fuck do you think Archie Manning is?
I don't know what he is. That's why I'm taking.
You think he Tua?
So then why are you
You think he Tua?
Then
I
why
know
are we
think he
thinking
Tua?
Take a chance on Arch.
Man,
this combo?
I don't know what Quinn is. I don't know what Arch is, but I'll take the shot because I know what Quinn is.
Bro,
I know what Quinn is. I'm not taking that risk. Quinn is going to lose you a game guaranteed. I
That Texas team.
I guarantee you Quinn is going to lose them a game. I guarantee it.
There are 4 15-minute quarters in every football game you played. And you're telling me based off 2 drives of quarterback play, 2 drives. He didn't even play a fucking half. The nigga played 2 drives that he should start for the rest of the season.
I didn't say
What are
start
you
for the rest of
talking
the season.
about?
I mean, I didn't say start for the rest of the season.
Bro, you literally said I would start him in that. Did you not?
I'd start him versus Georgia, and then just see what happens. That's what I said.
If you start him versus Georgia, why would you not start him the rest of the playoff?
Because if he is as bad as you're saying he can be, then yeah, throw Quinn back in. But I don't think he's going to be.
Started him.
I don't know how you can get much worse than what Quinn did versus them. That's my thing.
Bro.
There was not a single positive that came out of Quinn in that first half. Not one.
So going. Okay, fine. So going into the playoff, if Alabama plays Tennessee, Bama, don't even say nothing. You think Ty Simpson should start over Jalen Milroe?
What'd you say?
Do you think Ty Simpson should start over Jalen Milroe if they play Tennessee again?
No, because Jalen's been better than Quinn this year.
Did Jalen not play like horse shit versus fucking Tennessee?
Versus who?
Did he not play like horse shit versus Tennessee?
I mean, yeah, he played bad, but
No,
we're talking about
horse shit.
Quinn's game was a whole nother level of bad.
Fucking dog shit.
Quinn's game was a whole nother level of bad. At least you could show positive from Jalen in that game. There's not a single positive that you can take away from Quinn in that game. Not one.
I get what you're saying, but if I'm at Tech Sark, I can't risk it. I don't know if he's gonna be able to tell Quinn, they've been trying to get to this spot for 2 years, and in the first year of the conference, they're in the title game. I don't see a world where he's gonna tell Quinn, we're gonna start.
Listen,
Art.
you know what?
That would be like the biggest betrayal to Quinn if he did all that in the season just to get benched at the start of the SEC title.
I'll end it with this, and
You rage baiting saying Quinn played worse than Jalen Milroe.
Yes, he did.
What game?
Where's Georgia?
No. This is my point, baby. You don't even got to do that.
Quinn literally broke the PFF record for turnover-worthy plays in a game versus Georgia. He had 8. That's a PFF record. He ran into 4 sacks of 5. There was not a single positive that came from that game.
Either way, come on. Either way, say if Quinn Ewers played like horse shit, Jalen Milroe still play like dog shit. Dog shit is dog shit. Manure is manure. Poop is poop. Nigga, they still both suck.
Here's the thing, though.
I just say this. Based off of what both of y'all saying, further solidifies what I'm saying. Texas is still not an SEC team yet. You replace Vanderbilt with them playing Tennessee, they probably still lose to Tennessee. They probably still lose to Ole Miss. If Texas A&M was healthy, they still lose that game because they struggled with a decimated. Texas A&M was decimated this year with injury, and don't lie and say they wasn't. And for them to only win that game 17-7 kind of still shows you, bro, because Texas A&M been in the SEC a little bit longer than Texas.
Bama, you're just proving my point more because top to bottom, we know how good this Texas roster is. There's not a single weakness outside of one position.
But they still not an SEC team, though. They still not an SEC team.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are.
No, they not. No, they not.
How are they not? They have
they not the best team in the SEC.
Bama, if you take away the
we're gonna find out this weekend.
Bama, if you Bama,
they was literally a play from losing to Vandy.
Bama, if you take away the quarterback position, okay, they have the best roster in the SEC, and it's not up for debate. It's not up for debate at all. You have the best offensive line in the country, a top 3 receiving room. Shark is a top 5 coach, and you have arguably the best defense outside of maybe Georgia in the entire SEC. So how is this not an SEC team?
I don't know because look, they playing teams like Michigan, no QB. That's not buying me. Mississippi State. Oh, we know what they look like.
You're going to keep that same logic and say Ohio State's overrated.
They had Jackson Dart in the middle of him getting benched. That was like a whole crisis. That quarterback that they was in, that backup. Oh my Lord, they made him restart Jackson Arnold again. Jackson Arnold. So I'm really not buying that Oklahoma game either, bro. The only game they really played for real was Georgia and Vandy, and they was a play away from losing to Vandy. And if y'all go sit over here and lie to me and say that they wasn't, it was a play away from losing to Vandy, bro. That's what really showed me they really not an SEC team yet. It has nothing to do with the quarterback because based off what you saying, with all of them weapons, somebody's supposed to be running butt, booty, naked open out there every play, and they not. Then they went toe-to-toe with Arkansas 20-10. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying them. I'm selling. They not SEC team.
The problem with that game was that they couldn't run the ball that well because they have what you want to talk about A&M injuries? That's fine. What if I told you Texas has lost their RB 1, 2, and 3 before week 5? They lost 1, 2, and 3 RBs. And then Quinn, like I've been trying to say, is inconsistent, and he has been the entire year, and he didn't have a great game versus Vandy. He played fine, but not great.
You can beat
and Quinn and the lack of run game was why they allowed them to come back. But you saw them versus Texas A&M, who, by the way, Texas A&M has one of the best defensive lines in the country. They have 2 first-round picks, Jamar Stewart and Nick Scorton. They ran the ball over their face.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, Donnie. You only saying you should start Arch because his name value. I'm not gonna lie to you. He hasn't shown shit to where you start.
This is coming from the guy. This is coming. So hold on. Even though I said, and I will show you the TikTok. I will send it into the group chat. I made a video saying Arch Manning is overrated because of his name value when he came out of high school.
He can be overrated as a high school prospect. We're talking about,
and he's,
we're talking about a game. We're talking about leading up to a game to where you're facing a top 3 team in the country. Again, your main basis of why you should start this nigga is over 2 drives, bro.
No, it's over that his ceiling is higher than Quinn. What do you mean, what ceiling? We know what Arch can be. We know what
ceiling, bro. What ceiling?
What do you mean, what ceiling? Is he not?
What ceiling?
Trent.
What ceiling?
Trent. If you okay. So if the ceiling doesn't exist, why is Arch the betting favorite to go first overall in 2026? Because the ceiling is there.
Hey, that's you know what? Because that's when he's going to be playing and starting, and we can see more of Arch's ceiling. He ain't shown shit. That's the fucking point.
Trent,
you're playing your main base off the shit.
Donnie.
You don't need to show something. You don't need to show a lot just to show you have a high ceiling.
2 drives do not dictate your ceiling.
Trent. This is what you need to understand. Just because you don't show something doesn't mean the ceiling doesn't exist. The ceiling exists because we don't know what he is. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about his best. We don't know what Archie's at his best, but it can be high. That's why I say this.
Donnie, if you're going to use this main fucking point of ceiling off of 2 drives of fucking football, this nigga better be God.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying Quinn has been inconsistent the entire year. Quinn has almost cost them multiple games this year. Despite you could legit argue that Texas's roster is the best in the country. Quinn has almost cost them 2 or 3 extra games because of it.
You can also make the argument, and Quinn get the ball rolling, nobody's fucking with him.
I agree because his roster's that good. I agree.
Okay, then. So why would you use somebody who we've already seen?
But there has been more.
No. We have already seen Quinn have great moments versus top teams in the country. We even saw last year when he walked to Alabama. We have seen multiple cases of this. We have never seen Arch Manning going to a top game for a full game and show what he can do. Even the times that when he started versus bad teams, he only played one good game. One. He played ULM and was mid. He hasn't shown enough to where you start him versus big time SC championship game. He hasn't shown it. This is why it's like saying, this is literally like saying, going into the college football playoff, Georgia versus Tennessee, Ben versus Tennessee, they match up. You start fucking Ty Simpson over Jalen Milroe.
Okay, let me ask you.
Put Milroe at running back.
Let me ask something. If Quinn plays, I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if Quinn plays as bad or near as bad as he did last time, you're not going to consider whatsoever putting Arch in for a second.
You said what?
If Quinn, and I'm not saying it's going to happen, but if he plays as bad or somewhat close to it as last time versus Georgia, you're not putting in Arch in for a second.
Yeah, and that's when it's.
I don't know what to tell you then.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you then
because you're just asking to lose. Then you're just asking to lose.
I don't think Quinn is going to play as bad.
I agree. Okay, then. But I'm saying if he does,
if he do his first half and he repeats the same cycle, okay, fine, you put Arch in.
Okay.
But what you're saying, you didn't even say put him in. You said you think he should start the whole fucking game. You're fried.
I think he should. I don't trust Quinn. I'm sorry. I just don't trust Quinn at all.
And you have faith in Arch Manning?
Because I don't know. I don't know what Arch Manning is.
Oh, so
that's why I'm willing to take the chance. Because I know what Quinn is. I know Quinn is going to cost me a game. I don't know if Arch Manning is going to cost me a game.
So you don't know.
Alabama undefeated if Quinn Ewers was the quarterback instead of Milroe.
Wait, come on. Hold on.
God, okay.
Wait.
You just bugging, bro.
So you automatically know Quinn's going to cost you a game. So you don't know Quinn can win you one? You haven't seen that happen before?
He could, but not consistently. So Ben, you're not up and down.
If he beats Georgia this weekend, man,
maybe
Georgia, then I will.
Okay, so I just been looking at this.
If Quinn goes out there and balls out, I'll give him all the credit in the world. I will admit I am wrong.
Might as well write an apology letter.
So all I'm saying, the run game been up and down all year this year with Texas. That's a very good reason why his play is up and down, because you don't know what you go get up out the run game when he goes into those games. So he has to figure out how he's going to win the game for you, because I guarantee if Quinn didn't play like how he played, they would lose. Again, I'm looking at this shit. They struggling, bro. Like, they struggle. They either give up a lot of yards on the running the ball through SEC teams, or they can't run the ball. One of the two. But yet they're still 11-1, bro. You can't do Quinn like that, bro. I'm trying to tell you, bro. They like you bugging on Quinn, bro. Like, they winning them games because of him. Because of him to start and whatever the plays because you keep hollering about this roster, but Jeremy Bernard and Ryan Williams both got more receiving yards than Isaiah Bond. So whatever, bro. Like, he can't be as good as everybody think he is. So I beg to differ, bro. Like, I think he got some cool receivers. I think they cool. They cool. They're not it's nothing crazy like what you making them out to be. But Quinn figuring out how to win with them. They some cool little college receivers, bro. Like,
dude, because these receivers have shown in the past that they can produce. Like, was Isaiah Bond not the number one weapon on Alabama last year? Did Marcus Golden not be arguably Matthew? I'm sorry, I apologize. Did Matthew Golden not show he was one of the best receivers in the country last year when he was at Houston? And not only that, we haven't talked about another guy. Their tight end Gunnar Helm has been a top 5 tight end in the country this year. Has been a breakout because JT Sanders went to the NFL. He had to fill in those shoes, and he's done a phenomenal job. He's not in the running for the Mackey, but he's one of those guys who's on the cusp for it. The problem is Quinn has been so inconsistent, and this isn't that I'm high on Arch. And someone asked me in chat, like, he asked me, am I high on Arch or am I low on Quinn? It's that I'm low on Quinn because of the fact that this guy is in the best situation of any quarterback in the country. There's not a single team I would rather be on than Texas. Best offensive line, top 5 receiver room. The run game recently has picked up. You have Steve Sarkisian, and he's still struggling consistently. That is why I would roll with Arch, because I don't know what he is, but I'm willing to take the chance. That's
So
why.
you're willing to take on a
fine with it.
So Donnie, so you're willing to take on a fat ass question mark versus a question mark who can give you bad but can also give you good.
Yes,
in a high level game.
Yes, I would.
Yeah, you got it, bro. I'm not gonna let you.
I would.
I think you got it. So, Dawson, do you think that Texas is the best team in the SEC, bro?
No, I think Georgia is. I think Georgia's going to beat them again.
But where does Texas rank in the SEC?
I think they're top. I think they're the best.
I think
if somebody says Georgia's better than them, I'm not tripping. Because I think, me personally, I think Texas is a top 3 team in the nation, like roster-wise. And like I said, and I think it's compliance to Georgia too.
Hey,
Bama.
I don't know.
These two teams to me,
Texas y'all been looking at?
These two teams to me, Bama, gets the ball rolling in these playoffs, which is Texas and Georgia. Either one of these teams get the ball rolling with their quarterbacks, because we talking about inconsistent play, because Carson Beck has had some of them too. But we also seen good with Carson Beck, just like Quinn Ewers. If we seen either of these quarterbacks get the ball rolling and they start rolling, and we already know how good they teams are just in general, because I kind of feel like Georgia has more question marks because shout out my dog Dylan, but they wideouts are a big question because they're not that good.
I just don't think
lean towards more Texas. If Quinn gets the ball rolling with these teams, it's not like they're gonna walk away with the natty. And I think it's clear cut.
Them teams not good enough.
What team?
Texas and Georgia, neither one of them. Like, I think Georgia is well coached, so is Texas. They're well coached teams. They have decent players, decent playmakers, bro. But I don't think they got the playmakers to win on that, bro. Tez Johnson and Stewart, bro. Stop playing, bro. They gonna flood them. They gonna flood them.
Bond's better than Stewart, and Golden's better than Tez. So what are we talking about?
What that you just being biased right now?
I'm
that
biased.
Is what you
I'm
call,
an Iowa fan.
That is what
I'm
you
an
call
Iowa fan.
That is what you call kids don't do drugs, okay? Because
I'm an Iowa fan.
No way with a straight face.
I'm an Iowa fan. How am I biased?
And Isaiah Bond been hurt. When he on the field, he been balling.
He's not better than Jeremy Bernard around Williams. But that's me.
I'm
not trolling.
He's not better than Ryan, but he's better than Jeremy.
He's not better, but Jeremy finna really go crazy in the league. Y'all finna see, bro. He played with a fucking fullback at quarterback. Good Jesus, bro. Like, but that boy finna go Stewie. That boy really got crazy routes. Y'all talk about route running, bro. Like, he up there with Luther Burden route running, bro. Like, I'm not even finna just hold you, bro. Jeremy is some serious, bro. Like, y'all sleep on Jeremy, bro. Like, but that's neither here nor there. I'm just a bit of Bama fan, bro, that I have a fucking fullback at quarterback. Again, I'm sorry again, Jalen Hurts. I thought it was worse. I thought that was the worst, but boy, the Lord does show you. If you think what you think is worse, I'll give you worse, But I just think they might be like the 4th or 5th best team in the SEC. I still got teams like Tennessee ahead of Texas. I think if Texas played Tennessee would have flooded them. Yes. Ole Miss, if they would have played Texas, flooded them.
Bama, what part of Tennessee's roster is better?
They got a better running back. They got better play calling. They defense secondary better.
No, it's not.
It is. They secondary better. They front line better.
Bama, you realize Texas has a guy who's probably going to win the Jim Thorpe, right?
I don't give a damn if they had somebody that's going to win the Deion Sanders Award. I done seen them play against subpar teams, and they didn't look like all of that. I'm sorry, bro. I don't care, bro. You not moving me off playing teams, Florida. You're not moving me off playing Colorado State. You're not moving me off playing those teams. I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. When Georgia and all of these teams is real life and bar fights on every other week, bro, and you come over here, you at the Weenie Hut Jr., I'm not respecting it. Sorry, you're just like Indiana.
By the way, Tennessee's defense, Texas's defense gave up one more point to Vandy than Tennessee did. Just wanted to throw that out there.
That's crazy. So,
bro, we watched the Tennessee Vandy game. Tennessee
It was the offense
Tennessee
that
went
took
crazy on
over,
them.
but the defense
Tennessee
was
went
about
crazy
the
on them.
same.
No, that Tennessee, bro, they was shutting Pavia down, bro. He had like 31 passing yards at halftime. They was shutting him down.
Grant, do you think Texas is the best team in the SEC?
I mean, for me, it's just the flip of a coin. I don't really know because I feel like everyone's gonna really say like Texas' schedule hasn't been all that. But I mean, I think that's kind of a stupid argument at this point. I mean,
Grant, they better than Ole Miss.
Yes.
So Texas beating LSU at Death Valley?
No.
Yes.
Oh my God, y'all are lying.
No,
Y'all are lying, bro.
I was on the record. You can ask Dawson.
They are.
You can ask Dawson. You can ask
LSU this year is not very good.
I'd say if LSU, say in our universe, LSU won out, we made that SEC title, we faced Texas, we getting the beat out of us, bro. We're not fucking with them, bro. We're not better than them at all.
Y'all boys funny as hell, man. You know they losing that game, bro. You know they still got the roster that'll lose that game, bro. Like, not yet, bro. Not yet.
Texas would violate LSU. It would violate them.
That D-line they had last year with that fat boy, with that fat nigga, that D-line they had last year with that fat nigga, like that was like an SEC D-line.
Hey, J-Rob,
I ain't gonna lie, but this year they ain't got it.
I just think, in my opinion, that would be damn near a fireable offense if you dead ass try to tell me with a straight face. Oh yeah, based off mainly 2 drives of football. Yeah, let's start Arch Manning versus Georgia in the SEC championship. I think that's damn near a fireable offense. Like,
I ain't saying that's drastic. I just don't think.
But Bama, you sleep on Texas though. You sleep. J-Rob, I just texted you the link game. But yeah, Bama, you sleep. Like, you crazy sleep on
I'm
Texas.
not sleep, bro. I'm not sleep, bro.
I'll put like
so,
this.
So Trent, listen. You know how, bro, I went through it. You know how I was about Bama at the beginning of this. Nobody was better than Bama. So you know I had to go through the stages of grief. And when I started to watch football unbiasedly, bro, the more and more I watch Oregon, the more and more I just see it's nobody that's probably finna beat these niggas. Unless them 19 and 20-year-olds just go out there on Percocets and Molly and just wet the bed, nobody is finna beat Oregon this year, bro. Like, I don't care what nobody say from top to bottom, most coach, best plays, I ain't never seen it. When I look at other teams compared to Oregon, bro, I don't see nobody beat them. And then when I look at Texas compared to other teams in the SEC, that's why I asked you that question. And that's why I say you lying, bro. Texas still got a roster that would lose to LSU and Death Valley at nighttime. They still got a roster where you will just see it, bro. They would, bro.
The only reason why you saying that LSU would beat them is based off just the value of being at nighttime in Death Valley. That's the only reason. We just seen Jalen Murrow.
Just the roster.
We just seen Jalen Murrow looking like Ashton Genty versus LSU. And Alabama is not better than Texas roster per roster. They're not better.
They is though.
No, they're not. Stop.
They is.
And you know damn well.
They is, bro. Malachi Moore, bro. IDDs is locked, bro. Bray. Y'all sleep on Bray. Y'all sleep on Bray Hubbard, boy.
Texas would
that boy got just as much ball skills as Travis Hunter, and that boy got to say that just because he's white. But I swear to Jesus, bro. I really been watching him. I swear to God, bro. All right, bro. I swear I've been watching Bray. I'm not trolling, bro. Ooh, y'all just saying that because he's white, bro. That nigga got ball skill, bro.
Bro,
I promise you, if Jalen Milroe played on another team against Bray Hubbard, he'll have like 4 picks off of him. I swear, I ain't never seen nobody with that. It's scary how he lurked the ball, bro. Y'all playing. I ain't gonna say that. Y'all just gonna say I'm a Bama fan, but he's like the lone white boy in that secondary. I watch him all my life. I ain't never seen nobody in the bro. Y'all think Cooper DeJean heck, bro? Listen here, that nigga cover skills is scary, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. He's 6'2", 6'3", got crazy range. You throw the ball around Bray Hubbard. That's where Alabama is got. That's where Alabama got the X factor. That defense, bro. Them niggas is gonna force turnovers. What I'm trying to tell you, if you think Indiana think they gonna go out there and pass the ball all over Alabama, hey, if they think they go pass the ball all over Alabama, boy, you gotta look. I swear to Jesus. I swear to God. That secondary number ball hawks out there, the Monty Jackson, they gonna hawk shit. Again, if Texas play Alabama, they are gonna hawk his shit and everybody gonna be like, oh, how did that happen? And y'all just like, oh, Bama just, I told you. Listen here, Bray Hubbard, just watch, bro. All I'm gonna just tell y'all is watch him. Everybody in America, if y'all ever see this, watch Bray Hubbard, bro, in these playoffs. I'm gonna be like, I told y'all, fuck the skin color. I wish you wear all black Under Armour. If you just watch him, y'all gonna see what I'm talking about, bro. If Indiana and them teams think they're just gonna pass the ball with 18 out there, I swear to G, it's over with. I swear to God, that shit dead.
Skyler, you think
Texas, they're dead. They 4th or 5th, 6.
Skyler,
I don't even think they'll beat Missouri. I don't even think they'll beat South Carolina. I don't think Texas will beat South Carolina. I don't think they'll beat South Carolina. I don't think
South Carolina been on a hot streak.
All right, I didn't even talk about the hot streak. I just don't think they'll beat South Carolina. I just don't, bro. They're not an SEC team yet. Not yet.
Anyways, Skyler, do you think Texas is the best team in the SEC?
Nah, I still think Georgia's better team. Watching that Georgia Tech game, honestly, like, kind of had a revelation. I don't know. I think I said this last show. Every time I watch Carson Beck play these last few weeks, he just looks better than he has before. Like, I'm not trying to like hop on the Carson Beck train and be like he's a great QB, but like, man, those wide receivers suck. Like, they suck.
Yeah, they do.
I don't know how. I'm pretty sure they're number 1 in college football for overall drops. They have 2 wide receivers in like the top 7 in drops. I forget who it was. It was in the 2-point conversion section of the overtime, though. I mean, they had the game won. Like, Carson Beck put it on the numbers right in his hands. Dude just flat out dropped the ball. Like, I've never seen anything like that, where like a quarterback's making so many goods that are just being dropped on. I don't know.
It's goody.
Like I don't know. I like Carson Beck every time I watch him. But yeah, I think Georgia's a better team. But I don't know who's gonna win this weekend. Still, I still got to decide.
Oh shit!
Hey Rob, what's good?
What's good, fellas?
Mr. Sports Report.
What you want to come up here for, man?
Man. Honestly, I just came here to advocate for South Carolina, man.
We was just right.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Come on.
I just want y'all to understand. I don't care about I think we're over the oversight of the head-to-head is corny. The team that Bama lost to, y'all lost to Vanderbilt, who is a 6-6 football team. Like, come on, brother. Like, it's not really y'all lost to Oklahoma, 6-6 football team. Like, there's not a team hotter in the country than South Carolina. And my other biggest issue, this committee is full of shit. There's no reality that Boise State is the 4th seed in the playoff rankings. At 10-1 in the Mountain West Conference.
Tell South Carolina
they should be 5, 6, 7. There's no way they should be the 4th seed. It's ridiculous. But South Carolina not being in the playoffs right now is a travesty.
So we was just about to get to the South Carolina game.
Let's talk about it.
They beat Clemson. You know, Lenore Sellers. If y'all play college football 25, he has the definition of platinum extender. Brother, breakout 99 sack ability. Boy was going crazy. So I'm gonna start with you, J. Rob, because you was one of the first people to talk about Lenore Sellers in general. It's about him in general. About Mr. Goggles before you.
Yeah, my boy Specs has always been on.
Is Lenore's a sneaky 2025 Heisman contender with first round potential?
Oh, I mean, this is my infatuation with Anthony Richardson all over again. This is part 2 with Lenore Sellers.
Don't do this. Please, J. Rob, don't ruin this little man. Don't ruin his career. Don't ruin his career. You ruin AR-15.
AR is starting to figure it out. He's had some pretty good games on the back end. Yeah. I just think what I've seen from Lenore Sellers, and I already was into his potential a season ago, very raw football player. I mean, listen, man. If you ever see like a baby figuring out how to walk, that's what Lenore Sellers has looked like throughout this year. If you just watch the tape, he has gotten better with every single game. In the Clemson game, to me, that's a dirty football game. A 17-14 football game. Every game's not going to be a 300-yard shootout. You just got to find a way to win. Yep. He accounted for enough offense on the ground and through the air to get that job done. And come
Couldn't
on,
find a
man.
way to win
The
versus
run,
Alabama.
the run at the end, the game-winning run, I mean, it just gave me 2010, 2011 Auburn vibes all over again. Like it was giving me that energy on that run. The way he just was 6'5" cutting. I mean, it's scary. I'm gonna say this right now, going into next season. I mean, he's right now my favorite for the Heisman Trophy.
Woo!
Going into next season, gotta be. I mean, I feel like who we have more expectations going into? Who's a hotter quarterback to watch going into next season?
J-Rob.
Arch Manning, not named Arch Manning.
DJ Blackway.
Oh, DJ is going to be good too.
That's what I'm saying.
And if you saw Florida's recruiting,
look, the only reason why I thought Florida, we all know Florida's schedule was the definition of hell. Mm-hmm. And they somehow, some way, what they 7-5? They made
7-5, and they're below eligible.
Hey, DJ Lagway saved Billy Napier's job.
That ass.
Saved his job.
I'm not gonna lie, Lenore's the truth though, but DJ.
Yeah, I mean, also too. Let's not forget my boy Kavian Sinclair comes to Ohio State next year. So,
oh, you right.
It's about to get spooky.
South Carolina is a super fun team, man. There's so much fun.
Yeah, and now honestly, their transfer portal is about to be jumping. Their transfer portal is about to be jumping.
Oh my god, bro!
South Carolina will have some players. People are coming to play with Lenore Sellers next season. I'm telling you right now.
Yep.
Yeah. So, Scholar, man, what's your thoughts about Lenore Sellers? You think he could be a sneaky 2025 Heisman contender?
No, I mean that dude is a dog. I remember watching him during when they came to Alabama. Like he has all the size, he has all the intangibles to be really good. And I'll advocate for Alabama for this. Oh, sorry, my AirPod fell out.
Are you sure?
I'll advocate for Alabama for the sake of it, but when it comes to the playoff talks, but they should have won that game realistically. And he has so much potential to be the best quarterback in the conference and the country next year. That dude is a dog. And yeah, South Carolina, if they can hold on to Nick Harbor and some of their other young pieces, they're going to be a scary team next year for sure.
Donnie?
It's funny. I want to give a quick shout out to one of my college friends. His name is Regan. We started up a college football dynasty whenever the game dropped, and he picked South Carolina, and he was telling me all about Lenore Sellers before the year. And, I looked him up a little bit, and I was like, he's got some nice stuff to him. He's a big guy, and actually not as tall as I thought. He's listed at 6'3", which I think is crazy because he looks so much bigger than that.
Oh, me. I thought
he's got, dude, big arm. I mean, just trucks over people, serious Josh Allen, Cam Newton vibes with him. You see it. And, I was never super interested in him at the beginning. There was a lot of up and downs with him, but man, the last 6-7 weeks, I mean, J-Rob says it, man. I was literally going to say it and you took it away from me. It's like watching a baby grow up. You see him, kind of get born, and then you see him crawl, and then you see him walk, and now you're seeing him run. Lenoris has gotten better every week, and next year's quarterback class 2026, it's a lot of question marks. I think we can all agree Arch is probably going to be in the head conversations with those guys, but we have guys like Dante Moore, Nico Iamaleava, Drew Allen if he returns, Nuss if he returns, and Lenore Sellers is going to be in those conversations as well. And he deserves to be. I'm not saying he's a first-round pick. Not saying that. He still has a ways to go. But something you love to see, he got better every single game. And that's something you love to see from young quarterbacks, especially someone like him with all these crazy tools, So I'm all in on Lenore Sellers. Should he be a Heisman favorite? I don't know about favorite, but contender, no doubt in my mind. There's no doubt in my mind this guy could potentially win the Heisman. No doubt whatsoever.
Yeah, facts.
Grant?
No, I mean, South Carolina, especially with Lenore Sellers, have just been one of the most underrated teams in the country. Just the way they've been playing and how they've just been so physically aggressive in a multitude of their games. And then when they played Missouri and they managed to, that last game-winning drive to win, it just shows you the physicality of this team. And I think that you can have the conversation. I think Arch is in it. I think there's a few other dudes in it. But, I mean, with the way he's played this year, I wouldn't be crazy to put him in that conversation just because with South Carolina. And man, South Carolina, the way this team has played this year, after LSU, everyone kind of thought this team was going to go down the same path it was. But I think you really got to shout out Shane Beamer because a lot of fan bases with the time that he's had, just a lot of people would have given up, but this South Carolina fan base has stayed real passionate with him and given him the opportunity, and we are seeing the steps. And I think coming into next year, South Carolina is going to be a very dangerous football team next year. So look out for them. But I really think he should be in the Heisman convo.
Bama?
Yeah, I'm here, bro.
Why you laughing?
Listen, y'all just overreact, bro. Like
how we overreacting is crazy. You was just bro. You just told me one of them Bama DBs got ball skills like Travis Hunter. We overreacting,
bro. You are. That's why I said y'all don't just don't watch.
Remember, Keon Sabb is better than.
I'm not even finna argue with y'all about Bray Hubbard, bro. Like that nigga's
now
like
play every week prime time. We have no choice but to watch every week. They're on TV every.
Bray Hubbard OD though. Does he not get a pick every game?
He nice. Well, you said Travis Hunter ball skills. Game.
Yes, nigga, to get a pick every game. Bro, you know how good ball skills they got?
We talking about generational ball skills.
It's more of a luck thing than a ball skill thing.
The reason why, again, this is where I gotta use it right here. The only reason you say it wasn't generational is because he a white boy. That's it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I'm using it. I'm pulling it.
No comment.
Yo, are you kidding me with this safety?
But Bama, how we overreacting though? Talk to us though. How we overreacting?
Man, that man passed the ball 12 and 14 times. Unless they got another running back coming like Rocky Sanders.
But Rocky Sanders a dog, boy.
He'll probably go like 8-3. That'll probably be his ceiling, like with the season they got right now. Like I feel him, but ain't nothing but another fullback at quarterback. That shit don't be moving me.
Wow.
Easily, if he come, if Deuce Knight go over if Deuce Knight go to Auburn next year, I easily say Deuce Knight, Nico.
Well, he is going to Auburn next year. It's not
Deuce Knight. Hold on, just let me think, bro, because I'm trying to see where I'm going to rank that sorry ass nigga. What you talking about? Might be like fourth. He might be like fifth or sixth behind that little freshman they got over there at Ole Miss. On me, on Cetus, nigga. Like, brother, I be watching these games because I'm a gambler, chat. You feel me? Just come talk to the gambler. I don't get up here for takes. I'm just trying to let y'all know where your money lies good at. You feel me? And if you're talking about betting money on little buddy right there, man, unless another running back come through like Rocket Sanders, I see somebody up in there talking about Nick Harbor, but that boy gonna have to learn how to run routes before anything happen for him. You just think this NCAA, you just gonna be able to run streets all game. Oh, you lied.
Yo.
Nigga doo-doo. All right. But back to what I'm saying. That nigga can't throw the ball from here to the bleachers accurately over 15 times. So unless you're gonna be able to throw the ball, you're not gonna be able to do nothing towards winning. I don't know why we just keep giving these quarterbacks that's just running backs all of this leeway and talking about how good they is. Doo-doo. Like if Deuce Knight go to Auburn next year, he's easily the sixth best quarterback in the SEC. Little buddy over there, Sellers at South Carolina. 6'3", 230. That's nice. Nada. I ain't buying that unless they get another running back over there like Rocket Saunders. That's the only way that shit work.
Completed 74% of his passes versus Alabama, by the way. I just want to throw that out.
Bro, when you only throw the ball 10 times, come on,
he threw the ball 31 times.
Damn. Double it.
And guess where it got him? Guess where it got him? L. Big one.
There we go. There we go.
Jalen Miro hit a weak ass dug in the end zone on him. He lost to Jalen Miro. I'm not even buying that shit, bro. You can't even beat a quarterback like that.
You done with Jalen Miro?
I've been done with
you missed a lot, J-Rob.
Oh, you going?
Nah, but see, dude, you can't even do that to Bama because he be calling Bama. I'm
doing that to Bama.
Miro shit, nigga. He's shit. He lost his shit, bro. I'm not even trying to hear that, bro.
When they win the game in the playoffs, he's gonna be talking about Miro is like that.
We already talked. He
already talked about it, bro. He done.
You're done with him.
J-Rob, he done. Like
he might be a first round draft pick. You know that, right?
I'm doing it now. I wish he go to the draft tomorrow.
Yeah, this nigga.
And who's supposed to be our savior?
So
Keelan Russell.
I like Keelan Russell actually. He's
done. Right, so Bam, I'm gonna start off with you. Get to this last game before we move on. Miami, Syracuse shootout. Another shootout game. Miami loses. Cam Ward plays well. Defense gets fried. Carl McCord had another game. Carl McCord been balling too, by the way.
Yeah.
Bama, do you think that does Mario Cristobal deserve to be on a hot seat going into next season?
Nah, he just gotta get some defense over there. If next year he don't get no defense, then yeah, but he just ain't got no defense.
Yeah, no way.
Sorry. You think no way, J-Rob?
Yeah, I mean, look what he's done, bro. This is, regardless of what we want to say, this has been their most electric year in how long?
Relevant year in ages.
Come on, man. Yeah, let's be real. And if SMU handles Clemson, they're gonna get into the playoffs, I think.
You think so?
No.
Mm-hmm.
No.
I think Miami has a shot.
They gotta jump Bama though. That's the problem.
Yeah, I don't think
they got a shot. We'll see how it shakes out.
Yeah, because I think when Bama just like in a since we talking about,
I know they got Bama in the holding, like they won't move, but we'll see. I just feel like if there's any shot, if they want any shot at getting in, they need. Well, you think if Clemson beats SMU, they would raise, or SMU still gets?
I think me personally, I think no matter what, the way how they doing it right now, like since they lost. And their strength of schedule is bad. I think no matter who wins in this game, Miami's not making it.
Yeah.
No, I think they're toast.
For
me, it was like if you lose to Syracuse, that's game. And the biggest, you've had 2 unranked losses in a month. It's over.
Yeah,
since the committee said that if you're not playing in the championship, you're not moving. They're toast. So
they said that too.
They said if you're not playing in a championship, we're not going to move you. So
yeah,
Ole Miss, South Carolina, and Miami are all basically out.
Real quick, I feel bad for Cam Ward, man, because and this is another reason me and Trent have argued it so many times. Like a big reason why I have Cam Ward QB1 is just because this dude has been through so much adversity. I mean, 0-star recruit, man. No offers, nothing. Goes to JUCO, has an okay year. Then he dominates. Goes to Wazoo, pretty weak first year. Second year gets a lot better. Now he's at Miami, and he's gonna win the Davy O'Brien. Like every year, he's just gotten better. And he really did put on the Superman cape this year, man. Because that Miami defense is so bad. It was him, Sam Brown. Xavier Restrepo and him just working magic every single week, and
bro,
it's awesome to see, man. Because Cam Ward had a hell of a year, but unfortunately,
shout out Cam Ward. That brother's a dog.
Yeah,
but
at some point, we just gonna have to acknowledge Shador as QB1.
It's not clear. That's the problem.
It's clear. It's clear.
It's not clear.
At some point,
if I told you Joe Burrow was in the draft, you're taking him, bro.
But he's not Joe Burrow.
Yes, he is, bro. Literally every person, Donnie, you look.
If you put him on Alabama's 17-0 right now.
Wait, say that one more time.
To Joe Burrow.
I mean, J-Rob. Say that one more time.
Joe Burrow.
Wait, J-Rob, say what you just said again.
I said, Donnie, every sports scout that you love that's on national television, his comp has literally been Joe Burrow. And I want you to know who called that before everybody.
You did.
A year ago. It was me, because Donnie was there to hear it and thought I was crazy. But all of those people went on Flag on the Play, took my take to the national stage. And Donnie, I told you it was coming. And if Joe Burrow is in the draft, you're taking Joe Burrow.
But the reason why sorry for cutting you off, by the way.
No, go ahead, Donnie.
The reason why I don't think he's Burrow. Burrow put up, outside of the GOAT number 1 in Auburn, he put up the greatest college football season of all time in the SEC. Shador didn't really do that.
See, that's not what a comp is, though.
I agree.
You're not comping what they accomplished in college. You're comping their tools and skill set. And I think when you look at the two skill sets, they are very similar. I think the one thing that Joe Burrow did a lot in college that he got criticized for, really his only flaw was he held the ball too long at times. But when you have the weapons that he had in college, him and Shador were a bit home run happy at times.
If you don't think Shador throw for 5,800 yards, 60 touchdowns with Jamar Chase and Justin Jefferson, you smoking fentanyl, nigga.
Harris Marshall Jr.
Again, Alabama is 17-0. Shador is their quarterback easily. 17-0. You can add more games on that bitch. 17-0, and we averaging 60 points a game. Easy.
Here's the thing.
Brian Williams is up for the Biletnikoff this year. Easy.
Here's the thing, though, J-Rob, and at least I can say, like, I've been consistent. I'm normally just a tours guy. Like, normally that's what I am. Like, last year, my QB1, Caleb, Drake, I thought those two guys had the best tours in the draft. The year before that, my QB1 was Stroud, but that was mainly just because I just thought I just thought he made the most NFL throws. My QB2 was AR-15. Like, I've just always been a tours guy, and I see that with Cam Ward, but I want to clarify. I don't hate Shador QB1. I feel like this year he's fixed so many of his issues last year. Like last year, I saw a lot of issues, and this year he's fixed almost all of them. He's going to go top 10, and I understand why. But to me, I'm a tours guy. I prefer Cam Ward, but I'm not going to.
But what tools does Cam Ward possess that are greater than?
I just think he's.
Because I don't think the arm talent. There's a.
Oh, I disagree. I think Cam's arm is better. Like you see Cam, like you see the throw against Louisville. He was on the run, threw a 40-yard frozen rope to the corner of the end zone. Not many guys in the country can make it.
I could feel that, but I still find it more impressive when I see Shador have somebody barreling down the middle of the field into his face, and he's still able to throw it over the middle in coverage to a spot. Like, for every great throw you can say that Cam Ward does, I can say the same about Shador, and I think Shador's are more impressive because usually he's bracing up for the hit. He knows it's coming. He don't care. And I think in the NFL, surviving a chaotic pocket to me at a young age, I think that does wonders for you in the NFL because you don't know what offensive line you're going to get. And I think that's a lot of the reasons why guys who are young don't develop as fast because they're not used to it. I think Bryce Young, it's taken Bryce Young really to the back end of this year to kind of thrive and to figure it out in the pocket. Anthony Richardson, kind of the same thing. But you've also seen quarterbacks unable to thrive in that environment. I mean, look at Will Levis. He's not been able to do it. Look at Daniel Jones. He's not been able to do it. So it's hard to navigate that for young quarterbacks. So when I look at Shador Sanders, at least he's kind of ignorantly fearless in the pocket right now. You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want your quarterback taking these hits, but I'm okay to know that he's not going to have the fear to make the throw in that situation. And so I think that to me is the most translatable because also I think in terms of your progress, like I think Shador by going into year 2, we're looking at, this is more of a jump instead of a slump. You know what I'm saying? Right. Because of where his starting point is.
Yeah. And everything you said, I don't disagree with anything. Yeah. That's why I'm okay with it. Because, I have friends, do this all the draft stuff too. And a lot of them do have Shador QB1. And I totally understand why. I totally do.
Yeah. Who's your 3?
I want to let y'all know too. I also called this again when he was at Jackson State. I told y'all I was like when he came out.
I think there's a gap though after those two. I do.
Who's your most of y'all QB3 is Milroe?
Mine's Milroe. I have a list right here. Let me just.
I'm honestly all in on Milroe to the Jets, man.
Y'all niggas are hilarious, bro.
Let's start over.
Look, I said last
year.
Josh
Allen Jr. I don't care. Give it.
Chill out. Nah, but I said last year, I said last year, bro. If he hit his ceiling, QB1, it's like. He ain't hit it yet, and so it's like I don't know where I'm gonna rank him.
So I have my rankings right here.
He's gotten better. Bama's not gonna disagree. Bama's disagree about it.
Who?
I think he's gotten better too.
Jalen who?
He got better.
Jalen who? Better at what?
See, bro.
Better at what? What has he got better at? Please, no, I'm not being biased, bro. Please, I'm not like, bro.
Well, I think his feet are way better than what they were a year ago. I mean, I think he actually tries to set his feet.
At least he tries to stand in the pocket.
Yeah, I think he's actually. Yeah, I think
At least he's trying. That's something I like to see.
You gotta think there was a lot of times last year when he was just all arm, like he was just all arm talent. Like I could just throw
last year,
he was just all arm talent. You mean he was just throwing deep balls?
No, like
no, did he?
Bama, here's the thing. Last year he was boom or bust.
Literally.
This year, at least he's trying to be more consistent, and he's showing flashes of being more consistent. That's the thing. Because last year, those flashes.
Show me where those flashes are, please.
Georgia.
You talking about week 3?
Also, by the way, the Vanderbilt game, we can pull up the tape. I've watched it myself. It's not as bad as you're trying to make it out to be.
Those 3 and outs are horrible. Those 3 and outs are horrible.
Vanderbilt for
those are horrible.
I thought he played good versus Vandy. I watched the game and I didn't see.
Next time, I wish we could do a film room because I'm going.
There we go. Trent, here's the next topic.
Because it's horrible, bro. Because you can't tell me going 3 and out is that's not playing bad because nothing happened. No, that's a bad thing because nothing happened.
But especially you can't say one drive kills everything about that game.
It does, bro, because it's a crucial part to where you have to move the ball. You see they milking the clock on you, bro. They got you the ball back once, 3 and out.
Cool. Like, okay, but Bama, I could throw out and say this. I think we can all agree Carson Beck versus versus Alabama. I think we can all agree was a pretty bad to at least below average.
Come on, bro.
But the thing is in the second half when he needed to make plays.
My point exactly. If it was literally 30 more seconds left in that game, Alabama lose. Donnie, what are you talking about?
But the thing is though, is that you can't judge. In my opinion, you can't judge one drive more than everything else. You have to judge the whole game as a complete balance. And the way I saw it, Milroe did not play bad versus Vandy. If you have time sometime, we can try to pull up the tape. I didn't think he was that bad.
He was horrible. He was horrible. He was horrible versus Vandy.
Hate him, bro, but we just
second half versus Georgia. He was mid outside of that big play by Ron Williams. If Ron Williams didn't catch that pass and spin around and do that game breaking shit he always do, he would have been bro. That second half was ugly for Milroe, but we're not even going to talk about that. The defense gives us one crucial last stop against Tennessee, and he throws that abomination of a pick right across the middle, bro. Like, we're not even finna talk about this, but y'all keep sitting here telling me this. If it wasn't for another crazy pick by Damani Jackson versus South Carolina, we lose that game too. Like, I don't know, so what games are y'all really talking about? Are you talking about the games versus Missouri, where it really took us 3 and outs before we put points up on the board? Literally everybody we play all up and way until the third quarter, they one big play away from changing the momentum of the game, but somebody will sit here and tell me our defense bad when literally against Tennessee, 3 minutes left, it was 7-0.
Bama,
you know what I'm saying? He sucks, bro. He sucks.
Brother.
3 and out all day. Nothing happens. 3 and out.
Oh, Bama's okay, brother. So okay, calm down. But look,
you cannot tell me your offense moving from check down.
Let's keep it pushing.
We're gonna get to Miro later.
We'll see. Black Will Levis.
So look, chill out, bro. But anyway,
yo, chill out.
Yeah, chill out. Anyways. Look, today has been National Signing Day. My dog. Look, today was National Signing Day. A lot of recruits signing the programs. Always a special day for a lot of athletes. So Skylar, we made this segment for y'all. Talk about this signing day, and Skylar, let's let you have it. You got the floor.
All right, cool. So early National Signing Day today. A lot of recruits put pen to paper. We had some late drama. Nothing too big like Travis Hunter flipping a few years ago, but some interesting stuff nonetheless. So I put together a little slideshow of 5 or so of the big headlines, and we can talk about it. Can you guys hear me? My thing's so glitchy.
Sure. We're good.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna turn my camera off just because it's really laggy. But all right. So to start off, the big headline of the day. Everybody knows Oregon, Dan Lanning just absolutely blazing on the trail. They start off the day flipping Jaron Sango-Palote. I really can't pronounce that last name. He's from Hawaii. He's a top 10 quarterback in the country, 4-star. He's a 5-star on 3. And then about an hour later, Naeem Offord, cornerback committed to Ohio State out of Birmingham, Alabama.
Parker High School, state champs. Yes, sir. We in there.
Not
That's
yet. Hey,
Cuzzo.
chill. Not yet. Hey, they still gotta play tomorrow. They still gotta play KJ Lacey
That's
tomorrow.
my cousin though. This real life my cousin. His grandma Fluffy. That's my auntie. Real life sisters with my grandma. Dead ass. These my folks right here. We really turned up. We finna win Parker alma mater, first ever African American high school in the United States. Stand the fuck up. We in the state championship versus Sarlin, and we finna win that shit on the 6th. Gator herd, baby. Gator herd, baby. For real. I can't wait, bro.
Go ahead.
For real.
All right, squad. Let's keep it going.
Yeah, but Naeem Offord, one of the top cornerbacks in the country out of Birmingham. All of a sudden, there was a lot of rumors in the past few weeks, honestly, just throughout the whole summer in general, that maybe Auburn was making a push, Florida making a late push in September. And then all of a sudden, boom, Phil Knight bag comes in, and Naeem Offord is heading to Eugene. So, guys, my question is Oregon, with the 12-0 season heading into the playoff as the 1 seed, barring they lose this Big Ten championship to Penn State, with the NIL from Nike being a Nike athlete, are they kind of the team to beat on the trail now? Like, are they the most sought after destination in the country on the trail?
I'm not gonna say.
I still think it's Georgia, but they're top 3.
I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna I don't know. It's like with Oregon. I'm not gonna really believe it until they win a natty. Like once they win a natty, and then the recruits start flowing in like this, I think this is the perfect year. But I don't know. They gotta show more to be the destination, because you still gotta win. Like, Dan Lynn is doing a great job recruiting, because that's what he does. But they gotta win something. This is you gotta show it on the field.
To be honest, I don't think I know we could say it's Georgia right now, but I don't really know who's gonna be the dominant team in terms of recruiting, because I feel like this college football season is showing me that there's a lot of parity in college football right now. Just a ton of it. Like at the end of the day, Colorado is still flipping guys like crazy right now. Ohio State is still going to be able to flip guys. Bama, Georgia. I think Oregon's NIL being unlimited, according to Phil Knight, makes them very enticing to be the number 1 team. But I think this answer is also fluid because, to be honest, if they win this natty this year,
I think
the conversation completely changes, because then if I'm a recruit, I'm looking at an unlimited NIL collective with a bunch of resources, and then I'm also looking at the latest, the inaugural winner of the 12-team college football playoffs. And wouldn't it be sweet that Oregon finally gets over the hump and it'd be the first 12-team playoff? That'd be pretty cool, I guess. For that.
Yeah, facts. And then with them getting when they flipped to Corian Moore a long time ago from LSU, bro, he a problem. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean, if we're talking about Evan Stewart and Tez Johnson now, I mean, they got Dallas Wilson. They got Dallas Wilson. He's a 5-star guy, and they got Corian Moore, 2 5-star receivers in one class.
Chocolate.
And they're building a crazy secondary too. They got Offord, of course, but they also have Trey McNutt. He's the number 2 safety in the country. He's a industry 5-star, and they got Brandon Finney. He's another top 40 guy, and they got Dorian Brew, another top 60 cornerback. They are stacking up on the outside. It's going to be hard to run with this team on the outside.
All I know, man, I feel y'all. Chocolate, you tripping? No 12 to 15 years, no team is going to do that now in college football. They secondary, they still battling with Auburn for the best secondary recruits right now. Auburn really got a crazy secondary. They recruiting over there, cooking up. They making noise. They're gonna win the title this year for sure. But don't forget, this is what you competing, bro. Ohio State got money, Bama got iron money, Texas A&M got oil money. You see Texas pull the Lambeau shop up to Austin, you know what I'm saying? So ain't no team finna dominate no crazy. We easily can say this for all them teams I just named. Seriously, bro. You see Michael Irvin over there on the sideline. You know what type of money Miami got. I ain't even gonna say it on stream, but sniff. You know they got crazy money. You know what I'm saying? And then all I'm gonna say, bro. I ain't like I said, bro. I'm the oracle. A lot of shit I've been telling y'all come true. Don't let Coach Prime go over there to Florida State. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't let him magically go over there to Tallahassee. You remember when he first came to college football, the job he applied for, ladies and gentlemen. I just want to let y'all remember where all this first started at. When he came from Trinity High School, the first job he applied for was Florida State, ladies and gentlemen. They said he needed more of a college of a track record. Then off we go to Jackson State. again, for him to have that roster at 8-3, again, I got to come back and backtrack because me and Trent walked down this schedule 5, 6, 7, 8 times on his show, several times, where at best we gave niggas 7 wins on it. I'm talking about
I give him 10. You was on. I gave him 10. You was on. You was waiting though because you was like.
But the fact that they beat a lot of them teams, bro, they was only 2-3 points away from beating Kansas State. I'm sorry, bro. If he end up over there at Florida State, that's gonna change the landscape of college football again, bro. Like, I don't know, bro. Like, I think I'm glad there's a lot of parity in college football. You feel me? Like, but I do miss the under the table days. But
because they benefited your team the most.
No, it didn't benefit my team the most. It just made college football. It just made college football a lot more fun to watch, bro. Like niggas not pocket watching and
Deion Sanders could go to Ohio State too.
Like the little bullshit with Matt Scooter, bro. Like you idiot, bro. Like I don't know what you chasing the NIL for. That's why I love Travis Hunter. Travis Hunter said this. He said NIL cool, but that's temporary. He said the end goal is still the NFL because that's going to set me up for the long run. He said a lot of cats, they see that money that's on the table right in front of them, and they fall victim to it. And I was like, bro, that man Travis is a smart young man right there, bro. He said, my end game is the NFL. He said that's the long run money. But a lot of kids don't understand that. Matt Scooter. And what's so crazy about that situation, he convinced another man to leave with him, the running back. That's why I'm trying to tell y'all, bro. A lot of kids fall victim behind this shit too, bro. That's why I miss the under the table days because now we don't have situations where little kids pocket watching. Oh, I need how do you know you get 50,000 more from winning these 3 games? I don't even know how you. I don't know how that go. Like, how does that go during the season, bro? Like, who makes up this number? Like, is it a certain nigga in Vegas or something? Like, hey, bro, you had this type of game, so your NIL not go from 50,000 to 125,000. Like, who decides that, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't know, bro. Yeah. I just feel.
Hey, I got some more. I got another. I got some stuff on Colorado too in this too, so we'll get to them.
Go ahead,
Coach Brian. But ready to move on, I guess. Next up, if my there we go. Texas holds the number 1 class. Well, sorry. Texas holds the number 1 class. Not many too big headlines today for the Longhorns. They were going for Michael Faucia, offensive lineman. They were trying to flip him from Oklahoma. He ended up sticking with them, but Texas nonetheless finishes with the number 1 overall class up until early National Signing Day. Of course, we still have some recruits out there. 5-star wide receiver Khalil Lockett in there, Lance Jackson, Jonah Williams, Jamie French with 2 Fs. And also you got your quarterback in KJ Lacey, who Naeem Offord and Parker will see tomorrow night. So any overall thoughts on Texas class? I mean, nothing too big today, but just any overall thoughts.
Texas is going to Texas, man.
I view Texas in the same light as Oregon. Either one of them teams, the one and Natty, it's going to really do it for them like crazy because, I mean, 2 amazing schools with NIL, good-ass football programs that just hasn't won in literally, I don't know, Texas hasn't won since 05. And Oregon, I don't even remember. Hasn't even won a natty? I don't even remember. It's probably since the 90s. I don't even remember. I just think them teams always gonna get the recruits, always gonna get the top guys. Like I don't even gotta explain like how
the Oregon Ducks have never won a natty.
The Texas business are literally top 2, and it's damn near not even 2. Like those shits are literally exquisite. So at this point, they just gotta win to really like make them like one of like the really top team. Like remember how people talking about like with Georgia. Like how they're gonna dominate. Like I said, if Texas or Oregon gets one of these natties, I think they can become one of them like next not Bengals, but next Georgias. Maybe Clemson's win two titles or something. Like they just gotta win, though. That's my main. They just gotta win.
Yep, I agree with John.
Yes.
All right, then I guess we can move on to Bama's section. I know he's gonna want to talk here. Alabama finishes strong. I believe they signed 20 of the 21 commits, or maybe 21 of 22, along with flipping 4-star wide receiver Derek Meadows. He was previously committed to LSU. He's 6'5". He's a monster. There were a lot of rumors about him maybe going to Michigan following Bryce Underwood, but Alabama sways him to get their second receiver of the class. And they pretty much hold on to everyone else. I mean, obviously, Keelan Russell's the big headline when your number 1 player in your class is a quarterback. It's going to be big. And then they were able to hold on to some guys like Dijon Lee, who there were some rumors maybe Georgia was trying to get involved there. Yeah, I mean, overall, the headline of this class, I mean, Alabama, Kalen DeBoer, they used their West Coast connections. I believe they secured 4 of the top 11 players out of California. So that's huge. And I guess the only other outstanding headline for their class is Ty Haywood. They have a 5-star offensive tackle committed currently, but he decided to not sign today. He's going to be waiting, and there are a lot of very credible sources going out there and saying Michigan is preparing a big NIL offer for him to pair him with Bryce Underwood with their class. But any thoughts on Bama?
I see you over there getting cute, bringing all them Cali boys to the South, man. Don't get too cute, my brother. Remember where you at, man. Like that shit, you can get like 1 or 2. Like, yeah, that shit probably will work. There's a few dogs you can get like that, Najee, Tua, but you slow the fuck down. Relax. Calm down. Even Lane Kiffin had to get his wake-up call. You probably can squeeze in a quarterback or a running back or a receiver or something. Don't get too cute, my boy. You know where to stay at. You know where to recruit at. I want to see how you look with your court. Because like I said, I fuck with Debo, but the verdict's still out on him. He still kind of don't fit, bro. Like, I'm just looking at it. It's like, I mean, yeah, you cool, but like, you know what I mean? Like, you straight. You ain't have no kids, but it's like, I don't know. Like, like it's like I don't know. I know y'all like him. I don't know. I ain't being too hard on him. I don't know, J. Rob. I'm unbiasedly looking at it. I don't know.
It's first day out though. It's first day out. You know,
it's first day out. No, I'm looking. It's like I don't think he really.
I mean, Alabama. I mean, finishing with the number 2 recruiting class when you had 11 months to pull your guys together is. I think they did a great job. Like a lot of the guys they got from California were guys they were already recruiting at Washington. Dijon Lee, the 5-star corner on the screen. Chuck McDonald at a Matter Day, 4-star corner, might be playing really early at Alabama. I mean, they just use their connections really well. And I think the big headline a lot of people want to say with this Alabama class is like the in-state. The in-state's a very big deal. I don't think they signed a single top 10 player from the state of Alabama, which is crazy. But I mean, you look at what they're doing already in 2026. They have a commit in the top 4, and then they have the number 1 2027 commit from Alabama, and there's some big targets in the next few classes in the in-state that they're going after. They're going to be very involved with. So, I mean, I think for what you had, like this is the absolute best case scenario, like for how much time you had to deal with in terms of your class.
I mean, Parker got a 4-star D lineman, Papa, let him go over there to Auburn. I was just like, like I said, I don't know. I don't know. Again, I got to keep it honest with y'all. I don't know. And J-Rob, Papa a dog. He gonna see. I know he probably going for Sarman. Papa a dog. Real life dog. But I don't know. I don't know.
I like Kalen DeBoer, bro. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not mad at that. Like,
but at Bama though, J-Rob, like, do you like him at Bama though?
I mean, yes, because you gotta evolve. Bama has to evolve with this new landscape, and you don't want that powerhouse of a brand to get left behind. So I think Kalen DeBoer was like the right kind of mix for this next wave. And come on, he took Washington to the playoffs, gang. Like
the natty
to the national championship, bro. He's not a bum. He's not a bum.
I'm not saying he's a bum, but I'm just thinking Bama just panicked and signed just the next big name they can get.
That means you're telling me that.
Hold on, wait. Just think about this, right? Bama been talking all of this about Jalen Miro this, Jalen Miro that, and you got questions about DeBoer, and y'all about to be in the college football playoff with him?
Yeah,
I just don't. Y'all not understand the playoffs back to back, bro.
Back years,
it's not even that, bro. I just be thinking about it because sometimes it be on him too, like how quick he be abandoning the run, bro. I just be like, I don't know, bro. Like, is he really meant for it? But nah, bro. Like I really be looking at it though, bro, because it was a lot of games, bro. Like that Oklahoma game, Jam, man, Justin Haynes low-key was getting off, and like, bro, he runs away from them so quick. And I just like, bro, is he really a SEC coach, bro? Because I know a lot of SEC teams, boy, fuck that, boy. Them Jam and Justice Haynes would have both had 30 carries apiece. Like, that's what I'm just saying. Like, is he really prepared to play SEC ball? Because we even see it with Lane Kiffin. Lane even starting to run the ball more. And that's why I'm like, damn, bro, Lane really grew up. Because I remember once upon a time, he'll just say fuck it and keep throwing the ball. And like I'm just starting to see it. You even see it with old boy Stark over there. I'm like, yeah, bro. Like they once wasn't SEC coaches, and you see Stark low key is in the last part of being an SEC coach, bro. But they starting to get that SEC mentality, bro, where them niggas will be like, fuck it, bro. We just gonna run this bitch all night, bro. And I just be looking to see that from with Debo, bro. It just really be Jalen Milroe legs or bust, bro. And I just be over there thinking, bro. And I just be like, I be trying to be patient, bro. But I just be I be seeing it right now, bro. Like now that I just start watching Bama unbiasedly, bro, like it's both of them. Like they both get nervous, and I feel it. Debo pressure is I'm the next nigga after Nick Saban. Like I feel it. That is pressure, bro. Like and Jalen Milroe got identity crisis. Am I Peyton Manning? Am I Mike Vick? Do I want motherfucking the tip fade? Do I want dreads? Like I know he got an identity crisis right now, bro. But it's just like little shit like that, bro. Where a lot of games we lose with Vandy, when Jam and Justice only got 5 and 4 carries, bro. Like I'm just looking like I don't know. Like I'll fuck with him. I ain't saying he no bad coach, but I'm talking about at Bama, y'all. Like we talking about at Bama, hard of Dixie right now. Like I'm just be honest, bro. This is the South, baby. Like I don't know.
Baby.
I don't know. The reason why LSU was ass because you have a Southern imposter over there. That nigga like from Indiana or some shit. Then he had a Southern accent the next week. I was like, bro, I don't know about that. That is crazy, right? I don't know. I was like, bro, then you down in the bayou. I was like, bro, y'all saw Bobby Boucher, bro. You at a place in uncharted territory where you can't relate, brother. So it's never gonna work. It just don't fit. It's never gonna work, bro. Like, so that's why I'm trying to like look at it, and I'm starting to see Debo. It's like he better than Brian Kelly, but it's like I don't know at Bama. I don't know, bro. Like it's gonna be real hard to bring the West Coast to the South and win. Like, whoa. So I don't know.
Scar,
I don't know.
Scar, we can keep going before we
don't know.
get to these. Let's keep going so we can get to these picks, Scar.
All right, bet. I got 2 more. All right, next up we got interesting day with USC. It started off some reports that apparently UCF was inquiring about potentially hiring Lincoln Riley. That got shut down very quick. And then all of a sudden, they go out and sign a 5-star defensive lineman from Louisiana, Jakeem Stewart, kind of out of nowhere. I know we've talked a lot about Lincoln Riley's job security, but he put together a pretty good class, 14th nationally, got a 5-star quarterback in there, and now a 5-star defensive lineman for the trenches, and some good defenders, in-state guys. So thoughts on USC? Thoughts on Lincoln Riley after this class?
You want to comment on this because you work in LA?
Yeah. So I'm gonna just tell y'all right now, man. Next year for me with Lincoln Riley is put up or shut up. It's either next year is his job to me.
Yeah.
The one thing about Lincoln Riley is he's like, to me, he reminds me of like the great pretty girl at the bar, but with no personality. All this potential, but no substance. You know what I'm saying? Because the reality of it is, he calls a great offense. The plays are flashy. These quarterbacks put up gaudy numbers. But he's an underachiever. Like, he's an underachiever at the highest level. And we got to stop talking about him as an upper echelon coach in his business right now because he hasn't proven to be that. Now, he has the resources at USC to get it done. I mean, fellas, they literally bought his house in Oklahoma, full access to the private jet. They've invested into him being their future. But from what I've seen, he's not shown he has the capabilities to be an upper echelon coach. And so the recruiting class is great. I thought the Jakeem Stewart, that actually surprised me the most. Probably my biggest surprise from signing day. But we will really have to see because I have been very unimpressed with Lincoln Riley and what he's done. I've been more impressed with Venables down in Oklahoma, and they're 6-6 than I've been with Lincoln Riley.
That's crazy.
All right,
keep it going.
All right, cool. Then there's the last little segment we got. Some QB flips. I know we've talked about some of these before, but the one today, Nico Yamalava's younger brother, Madden, flips his commitment from UCLA to Arkansas, kind of out of nowhere. Interesting there. And I mean, they didn't like they have 2 blue chip players in this class, so that was pretty big for them. Then, of course, this past few weeks we had Juju Lewis committing to Colorado, Bryce Underwood flipping from LSU to Michigan. Guys, any quick thoughts on these?
Brian Kelly should get fired. Not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Point blank simple.
Losing Bryce Underwood,
bro. Hold on, I gotta remove this.
Bro, Bryce Underwood.
Did y'all think he was turning down that money though?
Not. But think that.
Okay,
it's
so $10 million. Bro,
don't be a country bumpkin right now. Don't be a country bumpkin. You're not finna compete with Barstool Sports. That nigga, that nigga said, "I will." That nigga said he personally.
Hold on.
He said him personally. He put up $5 million for a quarterback. Trent.
Damn it! It's not just Bryce. Because don't get it twisted. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Any recruit is taking $12 million. Like that's just point blank simple. I'm mad at the Bryce shit. But I'm not. You lost DeCorian Moore. We just lost another commit to Bama. We done lost so many recruits these past few weeks. Then we got CJ Daniels in the porter. Jordan Allen. We losing mad guys that we shouldn't lose. And a lot of this shit been on Brian Kelly, bro. Like, that's just what it is. Now, I will say, though, I mean, like, you in the SEC now. You went from the independent or whatever to the SEC. That's just what it is. But, bro, at some point, bro, like, you can't be losing all these top guys because our class was still – it was good, but we had one of the top
I mean,
we had one of the
I was going to make a point.
And then we lost. We kept losing, and it shit just went downhill.
I mean, I was going to make a point, honestly. I think LSU and Brian Kelly did better damage control after losing the number 1 quarterback than, like, most coaches would have done. Like, you held on to DJ Pickett. You flipped a 5-star offensive lineman in Solomon Thomas. You have the number 1 running back in the country in your class still. Like, they got some guys. Like, maybe it's going to be different than they expected this year. You know, with no Bryce Underwood coming in, you kind of thought you had the guy to save your program and, like, bring you back to the national title bubble. But you still got, like, they have cornerstone pieces in this class that they could really build off of. I just think, like, next class is where you need to get some guys.
I'll take back on the firing. I'm kind of with J-Rob in a sense, with just like another version. It's put up or shut up. Like, we should, like, this transfer portal class has to be elite. These guys that are coming in have to put on because this is back-to-back years. I said that LSU defense was going to get better. It's still not good, but it has to get better. That's not been the reputation of us for mad long. We should not have back-to-back years with below average defenses. That should not be the case. We got the offensive firepower, but, like, bro, we should not be finishing 9-3, 8-4. Like, we need to be one of them top teams in the SEC. Like,
I think the other biggest thing is, I think losing Bryce Underwood isn't as much as of a Brian Kelly problem as it is. It's just an LSU problem in general. Like, they have so much money on that contract. The buyout is so much. Like, you're putting a lot of resources into this coach who, like Bama said, I mean, he's not a guy from the South. He's not a guy who automatically molds into that culture. And, like, yes, they did good. Like, he did a good job with their class, I think, after losing a lot of players. But, like, I don't know. I just, like, you can't just fire the guy. That's so much money. And, like, he's pulling good classes still. They just need
how much money he making?
Bro, I don't.
Probably like $5 million.
I don't think y'all just really understanding with that break. It was never like it was always Michigan's to lose, bro. It was nothing like no other team. Like, once I looked and saw that school, it was in Michigan, bro. Once I was like, oh yeah, it was no way.
Yeah,
of course, Michigan pulls him from. It's no way you can convince somebody from Michigan to go to LSU and he got to come back home during the summer and look at it. When Barstool Sports literally said, I will put up $5 million to get the top quarterback any year, every year, I said, boy, that shit over with. Because I was like, bro, if you already got $5 million put up from somebody else, bro, like, all I got to do is just match him. And what they do, match him. Of course, we keep the top quarterback in the country, which is from Michigan, in state. Like, that's just a no-brainer. That's like what Bama did with Julio. Like, anywhere go do that with the best athlete to ever come with that state. I would hope. Like, I really can't blame Brian Kelly for that. What I can blame him with, he just don't fit over there, bro. He's not a bad coach. He just don't fit, bro. He don't fit. Y'all should have kept Bobby Boucher daddy, Ed Ordner. No, he fit over there. He talked just like how he fit over there.
Shout out Coach O because he the one who offered me. But it's like his time was up, bro. That shit was bad. His time was up.
Yeah.
But look,
he had his moment though.
Yeah, facts. He had his moment. I say that 2019 year is generational. So look, before we head out, do these conference title games. Yeah, man, it's that plain and simple. Start with you, J Rob. Just give me who you think is gonna win these games. Just keep it pushing.
Yeah,
Matter of fact, we can do these. I don't know if y'all pay attention like the lower levels, of course. So I'll J Rob, I'll start with you. If you who you got between Western Kentucky and Jacksonville State. Plus, and also to side note, Jacksonville State QB is out.
I'm gonna say Jacksonville State is Zion Turner game, former UConn Husky.
Scar.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was the question? I was not paying attention.
So who you got between Jacksonville State and Western Kentucky? Just a lower level.
Oh, let's go Jacksonville State, baby. Out of the state of Alabama, football capital of the world.
Donnie.
You know, everyone's loving Jacksonville State. You know, the run game has been good. The offensive line has been performing really well also. In Western Kentucky, you know, they're known for that air raid, crazy, push the ball downfield offense that, you know, what's-his-face, Bailey Zappi kind of ran. And then also the quarterback captain, blanking on his name, I apologize. But, you know, they've always, you know, crazy passing attack. And this year it really hasn't been the same. But I think with Jacksonville State's quarterback out, I think Vegas is kind of underrating that. I think he's a big part of that offense, especially with their run game. So I'm going to rock with Western Kentucky with the upset.
Bama, you cheesing. Yes, it look like you ready to. Who you got in this one?
I'm going with the home state. Go Cox, baby.
All right. Bama, back on you. Tulane versus Army.
Oh, I gotta go with Tulane. Cuzzo, Makai Hughes running that bitch. You feel me? I gotta go with them, bro. Yeah, and then don't forget Mario Williams over there too.
Yeah, Mario Williams.
Tulane low key a sleeper team. Like I don't know. I don't think
Army is a team that got the quarterback that got like almost like 20 touchdowns, right?
Hey, I ain't gonna lie to he been told that bit though. Oh that whole boy, I ain't gonna lie. It's gonna be a good game. It's gonna be a good game because I don't think Tulane got the defense to stop them boys like how Notre Dame got. Like I don't think they got the size, but I'm pulling Tulane. A little bit biased.
Durag. I said Durag. I'm tripping.
Who am I?
I seen Durag in the comments.
Who am I? You know, the interesting thing about Army this year, and they're getting a lot of love, and they should, but I think their schedule compared to Group of Five has been pretty easy. Like, I feel like when they've played the tougher teams, like UTSA and North Texas aren't bad teams for Group of Five. They struggled against them big time, and I think Tulane's done a great job this year. You know, losing Michael Pratt to the NFL has hurt them, but still, they're one of the better teams in the Group of Five. I think I'm going to rock with Tulane, man. Like, I think a lot of people are going to rock with Army in the upset because they have Bryson Daly, who has been phenomenal this year. He's been, you know, probably the best Group of Five quarterback in the country in terms of running the ball. But I think I'm going to rock with Tulane, man.
Scar?
Where is this game being played? Is it at Army?
It is at Army. Yes, it is.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's hard.
I don't know.
It's a hard game.
I don't know.
I would argue. Besides the next, we'll get to this game soon. These are, I would argue, the best teams in Group of Five. Besides the two we'll get to soon. Like these two teams are good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I'll be honest. Like I haven't been able to catch either of these teams like at all this season. But just based on the fact that like it's at Army at the West Point Academy, it's up north, it's going to be a little chilly. You know, I don't know if those boys from New Orleans can go up there and play a full 4 quarters of efficient football. And I just like Army's offense to kind of grind it out and win this one. So I'll go with the Army.
J-Rob?
Yeah, I'm going Army.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. Speaking of more Group of Five, Ohio versus Miami, Ohio. I don't know if y'all paid attention to that. You know, if y'all tapped into them. J-Rob, you know who you got on this one?
I'm gonna go Miami of Ohio.
Scar?
Miami of Ohio, baby. Let's go Redhawks. Ben Roethlisberger legacy.
Bama?
Who are they playing again?
Ohio. Miami, Ohio versus Ohio.
That's a big rivalry game, by the way. That's one of the top rivalries in the
Shout
MAC.
my
Yeah,
dog.
I'm glad you said that because I was
Oh,
going to bring that up
I
too.
don't watch them. I just fucking go Ohio since y'all going Ohio.
All right, Donnie.
I don't watch them.
Yeah, being the football nerd I am, I try to catch as much as I can. But I'm going to rock with Miami, Ohio. And Squad brought it up. This is a big time rivalry, so I'm glad that these were the two teams to get in there because Bowling Green was so close to making it. And, Bowling Green's been a big team this year because, they have Harold Fannin Jr., who I believe he was 10 yards away from breaking the FBS record for yards in the season by a tight end. He'll be, future top 50 pick in the draft. But, yeah, I'll rock with Miami, Ohio. I just think the talent on that offense is a little bit better.
I bet. So, Jared, I'm going to start with you. Rematch, UNLV at Boise State. The last time Boise State snuck out the dub.
Give me UNLV. I'm done with this.
Mm-hmm.
It's over with. Give me UNLV.
Why you say it like that?
UNLV because, bro.
Because he hates Ashton Genty.
No, I don't hate Ashton Genty. I'm actually a big fan of Ashton Genty. But I think Ashton Genty has made y'all overlook Boise State as a team as a whole. And the reality of it is, once I saw the committee put Boise State as the number 4 seed in the playoff rankings, I became a hater on that day. And as of right now, I want UNLV to avenge that 3-point loss from earlier in the year and finish the job so this thing can be over with. And if Boise State gets out, they're not in the playoffs anymore.
Nope.
It's over.
Nope.
Scar?
Give me Boise.
Donnie?
J-Rob, I'm so glad you mentioned that because if we're talking about group of 5 teams, I would say this roster is the 4th or 3rd, probably the 4th best in group of 5. I like Tulane's roster more. I like Army's roster more. And I sure damn well like UNLV's roster more. Another guy who doesn't get enough love, Ricky White. I talked about him the last time these two teams played. Ricky White is a dog, man. He's the entire UNLV offense. Boise has struggled against rushing quarterbacks all year. I can't bet against Boise's offense. I think Ashton Genty and Madden Max, they've both been great this year. The passing attack's been good, and obviously we know what Genty is. He's a finalist for the Heisman. Like, they have the best offense in group of 5, and the secondary has been decent enough to where you feel okay about it. I do agree they're overrated, though. They're not a top 10 team in the country. They're only getting that hype because, their running back is having one of the statistically the greatest seasons of all time. But I'm just going to rock with Boise. They kind of had their number over the last few years. They beat them in the regular season and the conference championship last year, and they beat them in the regular season again this year. I'll go for the 4 in a row. Give me Boise.
Gerald? That's Gerald. I'm tripping. Fuck. Bama? My fault.
Trent's on something today.
My fault.
I like that boy Hodge Williams, man. Elite Hodge Williams, man.
All right.
Matter of fact, fuck it. Give me Boise, man.
There we go.
Give me Boise.
There you go.
Give me
All
Boise,
right,
bro.
back on you. Sadly, the Big 12 championship because Colorado should have made it. Iowa State versus Arizona State. Who you got?
My favorite running back this year.
Cam Scavabo. Come on.
Scavabo.
Scavabo's a dog. Come on.
Good Lord, he be running that whole Toby Gerhardt vibes. I got to go with Scatterbo. And then that quote he gave before he played BYU. How can you not like that dude? Come from a minor Sac State, dominating. I give me Arizona State to solidify their spot in the playoff.
For me, okay. I think Arizona State's going to beat the shit out of Iowa State. I really do. And once again, shout out Tegan because he called Iowa State. I was high in Iowa State too, but I didn't see conference championship in their future. Shout out to Iowa State. But the one issue with Iowa State this year is that they are horrible at defending the run. That's the one issue. Now you're going up against Cam Scavabo. And also, they have such a great wide receiver. Also, the Tyson kid, he's on pace for 1,000 yards this year. He's one of the most slept on receivers in the country, probably top 10 in the country. He's been balling this year. And then Sam Levitt has also been tremendous. And I'm a big Rocco Beck guy, Iowa State's quarterback, but Sam Levitt has just been flat out better this year. So I'll rock with Arizona State in this one. I think they beat him by at least 2 scores.
I bet Bama. Back on you. Who you got? Georgia versus Texas. Who you got?
Oh, Georgia.
Donnie.
Georgia.
I mean, you already heard my explanation of Quinn earlier. I just don't know if I can trust him. And I don't really fully trust Carson Beck, but I will give him the benefit of the doubt that his wide receivers are selling him, and he has been playing better recently. So I'll rock with George on this one.
All right. Donnie, back on you. Oregon versus Penn State.
I think this is a fun matchup. Oregon might have the best offense in the country. Penn State's defense has been phenomenal this year, especially against the pass. Their secondary after losing Kalen Kane has been great. Obviously, they have the best, if not one of the best edge rushers in the country. And Abdul Carter, Dennis Sutton is a very good player. Kobe Kane, fantastic inside linebacker, brother of Kalen Kane. Might want to throw that out there. But unfortunately, I just think Auburn, it's super similar to the Ohio State game. The lack of outside receiver talent for Penn State is what is going to get them killed against the top teams. If Penn State had an outside receiver that could separate with a shit, they would be so much better. But unfortunately, they don't have that. Tyler Warren can only get you so far. So I'll take Oregon in this game.
Bama?
Oregon.
Yep.
Last one before we head out. Bama, back on you. SMU versus Clemson. Who you got?
Fun game. This is a fun game.
Yeah. I want to say Clemson, but some tell me. I mean, I want to say SMU, but some tell me Clemson.
You going Clemson?
Yeah, I'm probably going to Clemson on that one.
Yep.
Donnie?
This is going to be my favorite game of the week, I think. I'm really looking forward to this game. SMU's offense has been fantastic this year, especially with the run, and their flashes of the pass has been great also. I think this is, outside of Miami and maybe Syracuse, the best offense in the ACC. You could argue it's better than Syracuse too, just because their run game is so dominant. The offensive line has been great, and huge shout out to SMU, man, because a lot of people were saying going into this year that they didn't even deserve to be in the ACC, let alone they have a chance to win it, man. Huge shout out to SMU, all those players and coaches. You went into a Power 5 conference, and you might have the chance to win it. Shout out to you. I'm going to rock with SMU just due to the fact that I think their offense is better and their secondary doesn't get enough credit. I think with a lackluster receiver core that comes in halves, I think they'll do a decent enough job. I'm expecting a high-scoring game. I'll say 37-31. I'll take SMU.
All right, man. Look, Chet, that's going to do it. Appreciate everybody that came out. Appreciate Bama pulling up. J-Rob, Grant, Dawson, all the guys pulling up. Make sure you keep tapping us. We're on the road to 2K. I'll let y'all know if we might go on live for film on Friday. I might let y'all know. We're going to be back with the VIP room soon. These guests going to be elite. So we're going to be back on that. Like I said, make sure y'all tune in every Tuesday and Wednesday with us. Make sure y'all go follow us on all the socials. Put it all in the link tree in the bio. And yeah, man, we all catch up. We out. Peace. Hold on, real quick before we head out. Shout out Miles for the shout out Miles.
Shit, we didn't even get to the super chat.
Shout out my boy Miles left for the 20 super chat. Come on, bye. Yeah, you got it, Miles. You got it. We'll catch you though. We out. Peace.
We out.